Oh, yeah, that's right, baby. We are here.
Yes, we are.
What is up, Monday and Patrick and the people? Man, what a weekend.
Man.
A lot of stuff happened, and we're going to have some guests in here in a little bit, and we'll talk a lot about what that weekend was about.
Man.
Because yesterday we went out and
Blew some shit up.
That's right, we blew some shit up. That's what we did, and I want to tell you all about it, but I'm going to wait till our guests get here so we can all do it at the same time because it was just so much fun. And big thanks to Andy, a.k.a. Tactical Turkey, for having us out, man, because I'm going to tell you something, man. If you stop and think about it, you know, the amount of just dollars in what we did yesterday.
Oh, my God, the shells.
Just, yeah, but I mean everything.
Just,
you know, the
thermite.
Everything, man. The drinks, the this, the that.
It's a great time.
No, it's phenomenal, and we're going to talk all about that. Let's see what else. It's Cinco de Mayo.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, listen, I'll tell you what your best Cinco de Mayo bet is today. That's a $5 crowler.
Man.
Yeah, go get you a Cinco de Mayo $5 crowler from Stone's Throw Brewing. Yeah, no, it's a hell of a deal, man, to be honest with you. And he's got 14 beers on tap, so there's no exceptions. It's not like the other breweries. Just go pick which one you want, get you, 32 ounces of goodness for $5 today.
Oh, Theron, I'll hook you up, man.
Yeah, he will, man. He's good people. And we need to support him anyway, man. Some clown broke in, and I think they got like TVs twice. And stuff. Yeah, these guys are assholes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So go support Theron today. You'll feel good about it, and he's good people. So do that. Let's see what else happened. How was business on Saturday for you?
It was all right. Toad Suck kind of
took a lot of that. Yeah, we did. We did do that.
Suck too, yeah.
Yeah, we went. Chad and I and Laura and Kristen. We went and walked Toad Suck days.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was packed out. I mean, there were a lot of people there. There's so many vendors, so many things going on. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. If you've never been, it's like a giant flea market explodes into Conway, and that's really what it is. Yeah. They do have some rides, and then there was, a little petting area for animals.
God, the little pig.
And I'm going to be honest with you. At first I was pretty cool about it, and then I was watching. There was like this piglet, right?
Yeah.
And I think that thing couldn't have weighed
it needed
4 pounds. Oh my God! Well, because listen, it had been handled so much, it was tired of it.
Not even handled, ran. Like kids were chasing it in circles.
Kids are chasing it. They're running after it, and the parents are videoing it, taking pictures. Yeah, and I'm like, you understand that animal's not happy, right?
He's stressed out.
He was way stressed. And I'm like, man, come on, man. Let that, put that pig up for a little while. Whoever's running this joint, put that damn animal up and give him a break, would you?
And it was just one little pig.
Yeah.
I felt bad for that little dude.
No, and then they had the corgis in there with the.
I don't even know where they came into play.
Why are you putting the dogs in with these other animals? Because they're tormenting them.
There was ducks. There was
chickens, goats,
rabbits, goats.
Yeah, just everything in one thing.
They had little mini horses on the side.
Yeah, no, they did.
They had all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but it was a good event. It was a lot of fun, and we had a good time doing it.
Yeah.
People learned a lot more about me on Friday.
Man, I'm so sorry.
No, there's no sorry. As a matter of fact, it inspired me, to be honest with you. Because first of all, I thought about, when we first started doing the show that about a segment where every day, maybe for a few minutes, I would, just go through my life day, through the years.
Man, it'd be awesome.
And so we'll probably start that now.
You got some stories,
today.
Man.
Yeah, we'll probably start that later in the morning. And I don't know if I'll pick up where I left off or if I'll go backwards first, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, you found out. If you didn't see the Friday show and you want to know some dark secrets in my past, go back and listen to the Friday show because it all came out. And we were talking about it yesterday, and you were like, it just kept getting better, which means it kept getting worse. You know what that means, right?
It was a dumpster fire, man.
No, it definitely was a dumpster fire, and that was my life early on. That's straight up fact. So.
Oh, it was good, though.
Yeah, no, it was. We're about a week away from me heading to the blocks with Gunner. And I'll be gone for a week with Gunner. These guys will still be running the show, and we'll try to be getting video updates to them every day so they can get that on and let you know what's going on with us. Hopefully, we go out there and run that shit and
Bring home the bag.
bring that bag home. That's right. We need to. Would like to get that done for sure.
That'd be awesome.
So very excited.
Representing.
Yeah, and then the week after that, the 21st through the 25th, I'll be appearing at the Looney Bin.
Yeah.
All week long, and then Sunday it ends with the big Gateway show where they, bring everybody out sober as they can be, and they perform, and then they take them somewhere and get them as high as they can be, and bring them back out to perform again and see if they can do it.
I'm gonna be at that one.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. I'm going to tell you what, get tickets in advance on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I need to come support Patrick, man, for real.
Oh man, I appreciate you, but it's going to be great. Everybody's going to have a great
Let's
time.
rock that house out.
Yeah, it's
Fill
going
it
to be
up.
awesome. All right, let's get into some news you can use here and see what's going on in the world. The Coast Guard said 32 social media influencers rescued from a sinking yacht off of Miami Beach Saturday. It's a 63-foot yacht. It started taking on water and then capsized. The Coast Guard police and a private vessel helped get the 32 people to shore without injuries. Wasn't immediately clear who owned it. It's a Lamborghini yacht.
Them things are awesome. McGregor's got one, man.
Yeah. And did you get good video as you were sinking?
That's what I was going to say.
Influencers?
There's video of the influencers on there.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're going down.
Yeah, some of them had to be, right? All right, let's see. This is crazy. They did a giant concert in Brazil on Saturday night, and 2.5 million fans were there.
Man.
Lady Gaga. Now, in fairness, the concert was free. They set it up to boost morale in Brazil.
Right.
But it did push her past Madonna for the highest attended concert by a female artist in history.
That's crazy.
Now, having said that,
Yeah.
interestingly enough, they did disrupt a plan
Yeah.
to blow up, to set off explosives and kill people at the concert.
Is that her second one that they've tried that at, or is that somebody else?
I
thought that
think it was Taylor Swift.
Maybe
on
it
the
was.
other
Okay,
one.
maybe it was then.
It was-
Okay.
Yeah, I think the one in England is
I
what
think.
you're
Yeah.
thinking of.
Okay.
But if you're, I have to think if I'm Lady Gaga that when I found out that people were trying to, I mean, that would freak me the hell out.
Yeah. I'd
That,
be
you
like,
know,
no show.
They stopped it, but man, what
How
if
do
they
you know
had?
you got everybody? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you know there's not some sleeper cells in there?
I don't know. I mean, again, if I'm her, I'm just anxious about
Yeah.
doing anything because I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, man.
Yeah, 'cause
trying
that
to-
could have been it
but
for
the-
her last night.
And what they said, the people who were going to do it wanted to get known. They wanted to be known.
Yeah, so they were going to go for her.
Yeah, they were going to try to get her and as many people as they could.
That's sad, man.
That's crazy, isn't it? What people will do.
That's a lot of people there. They would have, yeah.
Oh, my God.
What did you say, 2.5?
2.5 million.
Yeah, they
and-
would have
and
been
all-
known.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah. This is going to be disappointing to some people.
Uh-oh.
The release of Grand Theft Auto 6 is being pushed back.
They're going to keep doing that.
Rockstar Games said Friday they're going to release it now May 26th of 2026. It was on track for a fall launch this year. Fans were ready to snap it up. It's the first installment in over a decade. The game expected to retail at 80 or higher. I think it'll retail for about $99.
I'm going to grab that.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people will.
It's going to be fun.
Let's see. Oh, don't know if this is good, bad, or not, but Trump says he's directing the Bureau of Prisons to reopen
I seen this.
and expand Alcatraz. He said,
Pedos in there, man.
well, right now it's just a tourism
Right.
site, but he wants to renovate it and start using it again. Now, you may know that Alcatraz, there was only one,
Escape.
it was two people, they made a movie about it, Escape from Alcatraz. Now, in fairness, they don't think they ever made it to shore. They think
Right.
they drowned before they got there, but it was a Clint Eastwood movie. It sits on an island about a mile off the shore of San Francisco.
You ever seen it?
Yeah.
It's awesome, ain't it?
It is.
Yeah,
It is
I've seen
awesome.
it from afar. I hadn't seen it up close.
No, I have not seen it up
I've
close.
seen it from like where you look at the bridge. And all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It's cool sitting out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Trump may extend TikTok's deadline if there's no deal by June 19th. Yeah, I keep
What is
saying,
up with TikTok, man? They either like fix that or let it go.
I don't know what's up with that. He said he has a sweet spot for the app after it's helped him win over young voters. Yeah.
I bet he does.
No, I mean, yeah, of course. Let's see. Police in Lancaster, Pennsylvania reported to an odd call April 29th a naked guy robbing a church. Corey Calderwood was
He needs
pillaging.
Jesus.
He needed some Jesus. He was pillaging the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints while completely nude and methed out. He's facing a lot
He was
of
a
charges.
Methodist.
Yeah, that's a good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you your flowers on that. This is not so good. A tragic shooting at a family gathering in southeast Houston resulted in the death of an 18-year-old male and injuries to 15 others. It took place about 1 a.m. You see, what are you doing
I tell my son this all the
at
time.
a Sweet 16 party at 1 a.m.?
Nothing good happens after 12 o'clock.
No,
Yeah,
it
it's
really, in all fairness, it doesn't. I can't tell you one good thing
How
that
many
ever
times I got
happened.
arrested after 12 o'clock?
No, all
I'm
of them.
telling you, man. break
All
your
of them,
ass on.
nearly. According to the Houston PD, an uninvited guest arrived, was asked to leave. As he departed, he just randomly opened fire into the crowd. Some returned gunfire. Probably not the smart. I don't know.
Man.
Individuals that were injured ranged from 16 to 40.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That
Like,
is.
that's wild, man.
5 Virginia guards, 5 correctional officers injured during an attack by 6 inmates at Wallen Ridge State Prison. That's in Virginia Friday. 3 of the guards stabbed, 2 others sustained injuries. The people who did it was MS-13. Yep. Yeah.
Send them to Salvador.
Yeah, MS-13. Yeah, that's right. Send them over there.
Send them.
Yeah, now our prisons aren't good enough for you. Here, let me send you over to this
Yeah,
one.
go over there and handle them people.
Yeah, right. President Putin said over the weekend, I don't even know why they reported this. There's currently no need to use nuclear weapons in Ukraine. He hopes things will stay that way. Look, this is how he talks. This is what he does. He loves to drop that now and again, say something about nuclear.
Fear mongering.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a hot mess over there. That's what it is. Warren Buffett, the 94-year-old chairman, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, announced his retirement at the end of 2025. This marks the conclusion of his 60 years running the company, during which he transformed a textile company into a $1.2 trillion business.
Damn.
That's pretty damn good.
Baller.
He's the most baller of ballers.
Man.
I will say this. I did see him talking about, they were asking him about the stock market, and he said, man, this is nothing. He said, there's nothing to worry about here. He said, this is the normal up and down of the stock market. He goes, this is nothing like 1929, not even close.
No, man.
He goes, this is just the way it works. So he said, don't be panicking.
Most people buy in the dips. They don't freak out in the dips. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
the people who know what they're doing do. I mean, just like we talked about with Tesla when that dropped so bad. And I was like, man, if I just had money to burn, I'd go
Son
buy
made
money.
like $300 off that dip on Tesla,
Yeah.
man.
No, I mean, that's good for him, by the way. On Thursday, a woman in Waterford, New Jersey, narrowly escaped a violent carjacking thanks to Good Samaritans. The 45-year-old suspect crashed his car into a wooded area, then approached Mary Beth Girlante's vehicle, forcing his way inside, demanding she drive him away. She resisted. She fought back, pushed the horn. Witnesses, including Army reservist and a Philadelphia police officer, quickly came to her aid. One man used a fire extinguisher to break the window. That allowed them to pull her to safety while the suspect was restrained. One of the first responders described seeing the suspect strangling her and praised her bravery. She said she's very grateful, called them guardian angels. Yeah. Meanwhile, this guy is going to be in prison for a while.
Yeah.
Teen surfer Oscar McRae rescued a 60-year-old man who became paralyzed after a paddleboarding accident off Saunton Sands in England. The 14-year-old's a junior member of the life-saving club for the surf. He kept him safe and calm on his board for 30 minutes until emergency services arrived. A rescue lauded as heroic and perfectly handled because he didn't try to move him, because he was paralyzed. He'd hurt his back. He just kept him on the board until EMS got there.
That's good.
So maybe, they'll be able to do something with them. Maybe it's a temporary paralysis. That does happen sometimes. Marvel's Thunderbolts did good, $76 million. It was number one at the box office. A lot of positive reviews and audience reactions. Will it continue to do well? Will it have legs? The last one, the Captain America, the new one, Brave New World, it plummeted after the first week.
Right.
But this one has great reviews. It may continue to do well.
I think it will.
Yeah, I think so
I'm
too.
gonna watch that.
Meanwhile, Sinners continues to overperform. It dropped just 28% in its third weekend. It brought $33 million. It's now grossed over $236 million around the world. A Minecraft movie keeps going. It's third place, but it's about $800 million it's made so far.
Man,
That's pretty crazy.
yeah.
Talking about making money, the iconic bike from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Man.
Told you that was on the auction block.
Yeah.
If you were looking to make a move on that, a little too late.
Uh-oh.
A rep for Van Eaton Galleries told TMZ the stunt bike ridden by the late Paul Rubens in several scenes sold for $125,000.
Man.
It was one of only 14 created for the film. Nobody knows who the buyer is right now. But I don't know if that's a good deal or not.
That's a lot for 14 of them to be out there. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like if there was like 3.
Yeah, it does
or
seem
2
like
or
a lot.
1, you know what I'm saying?
But it would be kind of cool if
that'd
you're
be-
rich to have at your
that'd
house.
be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having your little theater
Yeah.
room or whatever.
And the bar. Just
Yeah.
setting up.
Whenever anybody breaks 100 years in age, there's a lot of people asking them their secret. This time around, Ethel Caterham
Ethel.
of London, England, is 115. She is the world's oldest living person after Brazilian nun Sister Canavero, who passed away at 116 recently. As for her long life, she attributes it to never arguing with anyone, listening, and then doing whatever she wants.
She's an awesome lady.
Yeah, right?
Never arguing with anyone.
No.
I give you that, girl.
Yeah, no, that does sound wonderful. I'd love to experience that.
Man.
Wouldn't you?
Man.
Let's see. The Real ID, in case you hadn't heard, things are about to get real at the
Man.
airport. If you're planning on flying anywhere starting Wednesday, they'll require all airline passengers to have Real ID. What's the hate on this, the Real ID?
It's just the fact that they're making us do it, and like it's just crazy, man. At first they were like $150.
Yeah.
Now they brought the price down. That's why I wouldn't get one at first. But now they're making us get it. I think they dropped them down to like $40, $20 or something like that.
Okay. So, I mean, some people say it's somehow an invasion of privacy. I guess does it have more information on it or something?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
It just has like a little star on it supposedly, and it just means it's enhanced.
Okay, all right. In the UK, a man with a deep love for firefighters has been given a suspended prison sentence. What? For finding a highly unproductive, dangerous way to express it. 26-year-old James Brown, wow, was found guilty of setting fire to his house twice in the same night just so he could watch his heroes in action. Even enthusiastically took
Wow.
video of them on his phone. A background check shows he also called the fire department 80 times over the year.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he might be a
It took
little
them
off.
79 times to catch on to that.
He might be a little off. That's probably why they gave him a suspended prison sentence. Are you this bold? Tim Freed, a man from Wisconsin, let snakes bite him 202 times over
Nope.
20 years to build immunity.
Yeah, I heard about this. Crazy.
Did you?
Not this guy, but I've heard of people doing it. That's crazy.
He started this to protect himself from his pet snakes like cobras and mambas, but later he wanted to create a universal antivenom. A scientist found him online and used his blood, which had special antibodies to actually make a new antivenom.
Wow.
They tested it on mice. It fully protected against venom from 13 snakes, partly against 6 others. It uses 2 of Freed's antibodies and a drug called Veresplidib. Snake bites kill up to 140,000 people a year, most of them not here, by the way.
Right.
Very few
Australia.
people in the United States. Yeah, Australia. A lot of them over in India,
Yeah.
Thailand, places like that.
Cobras.
Yeah, where they work the rice fields, and a lot of cobras are in that those
Man,
rice
them
paddies.
cobras, them king cobras, they'll come right up like in your face. They're so
Man.
big. That'd be some scary shit, man.
Ooh, talking
You
about?
can't do nothing but look at him and just be like, I'm sorry.
No, there's nothing you can do. I mean, if he wants it, he's going to
He's
get
gonna
it.
take you.
No, man, those things are so strong, and they're
Man.
much bigger around than you think. Too.
Man.
I mean, that's nothing but muscle in there.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay, welcome to a world where you don't even need to do your own shopping.
Uh-oh.
Visa and MasterCard have now introduced AI-powered shopping assistants to
Oh.
make buying stuff easier because that's what you need. Visa's intelligent commerce lets AI find and purchase items for you, while MasterCard's Agent Pay allows you to chat with an AI to create a shopping list, buy things, and get payment advice, usually suggesting your credit card.
Does our wife not do this already?
Right? That's it. Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. Let's
Sorry,
see.
Kristen.
Right. Oh, listen to this. Again, this is everything that's wrong with the world in my mind. I know some people think differently. A new musical will be premiering at San Francisco's Taylor Street Theater, the subject being CEO killer Luigi Mangione.
Oh.
Luigi the Musical is scheduled June 13th through June 28th. The shows are already sold out. A synopsis calls it a wildly irreverent, razor-sharp comedy that imagines the true story.
Does he get money off this? I hope.
No, he doesn't get
I
anything.
mean, they're using his name and likeness, are they not?
No, well, they are. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they do.
You should get something.
I don't
man.
know. I think parody, you don't have to pay.
Oh.
When someone asks if you're a sports fan, you tell them about this weekend because there was a lot that happened over the weekend. Number one, Sovereignty is your winner of the 151st Kentucky Derby. Stars were out for the most iconic horse race in the sport. Fans were delighted with the muddy finish. The win closed the books on one of the biggest yearly events and gave people an excuse to come to Kentucky. Steph Curry reminded people he's Steph Curry.
That was awesome last night. I caught the end of that.
Did you?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I was really pulling for Houston, to be honest. I'm tired of Golden State, but
I just wanted. They were talking so much smack about Curry. I just felt bad for him.
I get
man.
it. And he showed up.
He did,
It was
man.
a tough start for him.
Oh yeah, he had that big ass knot on his finger. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Crazy.
But the greatest shooter of all time, and he is, settled down in the second half and led the Golden State Warriors to beat them in Game 7. So Buddy Hield's 33 points should be the real talking point. If he could deliver that every night,
Man.
the Warriors could go to the finals.
Yeah.
It was really pretty awesome. But yeah, Steph came out in the second half and really lit it up and did his thing. There was another iconic Game 7 this past weekend, but it happened on the ice in the miracle of all miracles. The Winnipeg Jets tied the St. Louis Blues with 1.9 seconds left in the third period. Then after 2 overtime periods, the Jets would send the hometown crowd happy by stunning the Blues with a double overtime dub. So, hey, if you're into hockey, that's cool.
Probably a northerner.
Yeah, right, right. Here's some positive news. The Pittsburgh Pirate fan who took a fall from the seat
Man,
to
that
the
was
field,
crazy.
he is reportedly awake days after the incident. A scary moment for everyone. Hopefully, this news is a sign of even more positive things to come from such a bad situation.
Did you see the video of that?
Yeah, man.
It looked like he did that on purpose, man.
I don't know.
Like there was nothing going on. Like he jumped up and over and fell.
It was crazy.
It was weird looking. I don't know. That was wild looking.
Scotty Scheffler put on a show this weekend during the CJ Cup. He won by a whopping 8 shots, making it the biggest win in the history of the tournament. It appears the golf was golfing for him, his first win on the PGA Tour this season. So it's pretty great. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Hopes were, man, let me tell you something. Everybody's been high on Cleveland. They've been talking about how they're just going to go to the end and kill everybody.
Yup.
And then what? The Pacers?
Wah, wah, wah.
Hold on, man. Hopes were high, the Cleveland Cavaliers fans. Their team tipped off the second round of the postseason against the Pacers, but the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference took a mean hook. The Pacers stunned them to open the series. This one's going to have a lot of fireworks, but they took them 121-112. So it's going to be a lot of good NBA action coming.
Oh yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think there's a game or two tonight, right?
Yes.
Who's playing tonight? Do you know?
I don't know. I'm off my game.
Let me look here real quick. Hold on, and I'll tell you that answer because I've got it here. I apologize for the delay. Okay, so all right, here we go. So tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern time, the Knicks and Celtics game one. Celtics ought to win this. Ought to, but I don't know.
Where they playing at?
They're going to be at Boston tonight.
Yeah, Boston's gonna win that one.
9:30 Eastern time, a better game to me. The Nuggets and Thunder game
yeah,
one.
that's gonna be a good one.
The Nuggets are great, but the Thunder, man, they have.
Shane Gillis is whoo.
Yeah, Alexander.
SGA.
He's great. He's a great man. He is a great player. I think I've been predicting Oklahoma would go to the finals.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but
It'd be awesome.
they sure look like it. And I do think it'd be great for them. They've never won one, even when they were Seattle.
Yes.
You know?
I like that these kind of off years. Well, Golden State's still in it, but a lot of the off teams are in this one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, I like it
not
when
like
the
the
favorites
Lakers.
aren't all there.
Yeah, right,
What I don't want to happen is it to be the Celtics Warriors.
No, I don't.
I would rather that not
that
happen.
Would suck.
That would be the least likely one I
wouldn't
want.
yeah, I'm with you on that.
All right, so I know that sometimes people say, and I'm sorry, but this is just facts. They say trans people don't win that many sporting events. So I just wanted to share this with you. A transgender swimmer won 5 women's races at the U.S. Masters Swimming Spring National Championship this past weekend. The swimmer, 47-year-old Anna Caldas, dominated all 5 races they competed in, taking gold in the women's 45 to 49 category and the 50, the 100-yard, the breaststroke, the freestyle, and the 100-yard individual medley. As you can imagine, every lady who lost the race was pissed off because, I mean, she's biologically a man.
Is that a guy?
Well, it's a trans woman.
You can tell though.
But it's Chad, we're going to break, Chad. We're going to go to break. Hey, here, check out this new jam. I think you're going to like it. Hold on, man. Let me see if I can get this going here. Yeah, let's take a break.
Mayday, Mayday, we are trapped in the swells, too many waves, waves. Enough voices to fill an ocean, but I hear you calling my name in a blender of nothing but emotion, but I feel you the same. In the hours and days before, you traveled on quiet seas. The crashing waves are hard to ignore, but just keep holding me. You find yourself drowning in the middle of the moment. No matter your surroundings, don't let yourself get bent. I know all that came before. Every one of them let you down. I'll be the hero you're looking for, no matter how high the waves pound. If you find yourself somehow across the continent, and send your feet can no longer plow as heavy as cement. If your throat passed bone dry 70 miles ago, just trust in me and I will make sure the water flows. You find yourself drowning in the middle of the moment. No matter your surroundings, don't let yourself get bent. I know all that came before. Every one of them let you down. I'll be the hero you're looking for, no matter how high the waves pound. Able and willing, when I reach up, going past the ceiling, I see all the double dealing, but all the facade always peeling. This day there would be no kneeling. We'll hit 'em so hard they'll damn sure be reeling. The enemy's tomb, yeah, that's what we're sealing. on any calendar, any day, any month, any year. Whatever heel comes your way, I'm 2 feet down and never met fear. No one and nothing stands in our way. You find yourself drowning in the middle of the moment. No matter your surroundings, don't let yourself get bent. I know all that came before, every one of them let you down. I'll be the hero you're looking for, no matter how high the waves pound.
All right, there you go. That's the new one.
Yes.
Yeah, Waves is the name of that one. Look who's here. Look who's joined us. Here, let me.
We gotta move this camera.
Yeah, we're gonna fix this right now. So just bear with me here. Let's try to go. Yeah.
There we
Oh yeah. How
go.
about that? That looks much better. Matter of fact, let's bring it in a little bit more. Oh yeah. Now we look really good, don't
Yeah.
we? I don't know where Rich is. He was going to pop in this morning. He may have gotten busy, and that's fine. But welcome, Tasha. How are you?
Good. How are you guys this morning?
I am great. I am great. Glad that you're here, man. We had so much fun yesterday.
Man, it was awesome.
It was. We went out to Tactical Turkey's location, which is off the grid, and
Definitely off the grid.
definitely off the grid.
Always tactical, never practical.
Yes.
That's right.
Turkey don't play.
Turkey don't play. So we went there, and I have to tell you that when we got there, it was like a buffet of weaponry. I mean,
Man.
it was just like when I tell you, it was 2 tables of every kind
It was
of,
$15,000 or something worth of guns.
I
Yeah.
said like 20,000.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
up there.
maybe
It was
20 grand.
insane,
Yeah, it
man.
was insane. Not only that, but, we had all kinds of goodies.
Man.
And so everybody got to shoot pretty much whatever they wanted, and he had
Yeah.
everything. So
He had Call of Duty guns.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had
That
all
thing was
kinds
awesome.
of
the
stuff.
Call of Duty gun was probably my favorite to shoot.
Man.
And also, ironically, had probably the least kick.
Yes.
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 I mean, like, it's deadly.
what was the
easy
name of
to
that
use.
damn gun? I cannot
Vector.
A Vector.
That
Yeah,
thing was
it's a Vector.
insane,
A
man.
Chris Vector, I believe.
Yeah,
I started
dang.
looking into buying one already.
That.
Oh, yeah, have you?
That was awesome, man.
They're not inexpensive exactly, but they are
They're
About
amazing.
1,600
Sweet,
just for like a
man.
basic one. So
Yeah, but man, I mean, how
about some
awesome was it
fun.
to shoot that
Yeah.
thing?
It was awesome.
What was your favorite one, Chad?
I really liked that 500, man. We shot that 500 a lot.
Yeah, the long range.
No, the pistol.
Oh, the pistol,
revolver.
the real long one.
Man, my shoulders are so sore today.
Man, it just hold that gun was so heavy, man.
Yeah, I pulled it one-handed.
Now, did you?
Yeah, I shot
Nice.
it one-handed, man. Though.
Man, that would have broke my
Rode the
wrist.
lightning.
I will tell you that everybody shot that one yesterday, and I got a lot of video. I've got to edit it into a YouTube video. It'll probably be, I don't know, it might be 20, 30 minutes long.
He told me last night, he was like, I got 2 episodes. So I was
Did
like,
he?
hell yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I definitely got a lot of video. I
We
think
had
I've got.
drones flying over us, like
Oh no, we had everything.
GoPros, like it. He's
No,
he's
it was
official.
straight up dope.
I
Yeah.
think the roulette was.
The roulette.
The roulette was.
That was after I had
Somebody
left.
missed it, but
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Well, I had to go sell a house. I'm sorry. I have to feed
He had
my
to go
family.
work,
Yeah, I had
make
to go
money for
work.
his family.
That's
But
right.
y'all missed
I'm a
it, man.
piece of
Oh
shit.
my God, we had so much fun.
But I will tell you, there was one because Rich is not a gun guy.
Oh,
Okay,
my
I got to tell you that he really got out of his comfort zone to go do that.
He graduated yesterday, man.
He did graduate, but there was a point where he was holding the one you're talking about and he was shooting it. And we all thought maybe he saw a snake
I
or
thought
something.
It was a snake on the ground because it was
Because-
only like 2 feet in front of you.
Yeah, because he's shooting just like 5 feet. The bullets are hitting the ground
You
and
can
the
see the
dust
dust
is
coming
blowing up, and he don't even recognize it's happening,
He's
man.
steadily pulling though.
Yeah, no. But I may have been just as bad because, there was one time I was holding the rifle and I couldn't find the light in the sight. And so I was just trying to do it and I was shooting over everything. He's like, please don't shoot my neighbors. But Yeah, we shot a big pistol grip shotgun that was really cool.
Man, we blew up stuff. Oh my God.
Oh,
We
my
blew
God.
Up, what was it, 5 pounds or 10 pounds?
10 pounds of explosive in the last one we did. And that, when I tell you the cloud from that, the fire
I
from
think
that,
there was like five gallons of diesel fuel behind it or something
yeah,
like that.
it was unbelievable,
It was
man. The
insane.
explosion was crazy.
It was awesome.
And there were some other things that I'll not ruin the surprise on, but man, I mean, just an amazing time out there.
Yes.
If you're an enthusiast of weapons and shooting and going to the range, things like that, man, you should be watching. You should be following Tactical Turkey on
man.
YouTube, because when I tell you this guy, I think I said it 3 times yesterday. I was like, listen, there's a lot of circumstances where I'll take the leadership position. I don't mind. I'll do it. I said, but if this guy is next to me and it involves
Man.
fighting with weapons, I'll get his 6. You lead. I'll get your
When the
6.
apocalypse hits, I'm heading to his house.
Yeah, no, he's the one.
Man.
He's the one that's
Yeah.
going to lead you out of the wilderness.
Yeah.
I'm with him on that.
Man.
Yeah, no, that dude knows what he's doing there, and we just had a blast. I mean,
Yeah.
it was. I was sorry we didn't get to do it the first time, but I'm so glad that we circled back and did it.
I stuck around for like an hour after everybody left, and we started doing some long shooting, like precision.
Yeah, you hit me with a text, and it was pretty. I mean, it was almost dark, and you were like, yeah, look at this. We just finished this. I was like, man, you really did
Yeah,
stay for a
man.
while, didn't
We
you?
were shooting 3 football fields. The target was the size of a cantaloupe, and the ammunition that was hitting it was the size of a pin or something, like the end of a pin.
That's wild, isn't
Yeah,
it,
it
when
was-
you can do that?
Yeah, you'd shoot, you'd hear the bullet, and then you'd see the light from the
Yeah.
target. It was awesome.
You liked the roulette?
Oh, yeah, until you got splashed, but yeah.
Yeah. What Tasha? You said you had fun with that?
I didn't.
She
I
watched.
didn't participate.
You just watched?
I didn't want to get my hair ruined, but
So-
just watching in the anticipation of like each of them pulling the trigger, it was intense. You
So-
like hold your breath and you're like,
So tell them how the roulette worked, Chad.
So we would stand like probably 3 feet in front of the target, and the target would be like a gallon jug full of like
mustard.
chocolate milk that'd been out there all day, mustard. There was 1,000 Island salad dressing. There was that kid. He was hurt as a kid, man. Like he has
Like
problems.
somebody hurt him.
Yeah, like the stuff he was putting in this stuff. I was just like, oh my god.
So
So
the
we walk right up on it. Say this bottle would be it. So
Yeah.
we're like right here. And when you shoot that 500, it just incinerates whatever you shoot. So like whatever was in that bucket when you shot it, it was coming back on you backsplash.
but the roulette part was that he puts one in, he spins
spins the
it,
chamber.
and then you walk up and you don't know
Yeah,
whether it's
we're all in the line behind each other, and he walks up, click. So you get the gun next, and you're just like, click, and then click, and then all of a sudden it's like, bam, and it sucks.
man, that does give a little bit of
Dude, I was
anxiety,
sitting
doesn't
there
it?
screaming. I'd be like, ah!
That's so funny, man.
Jack
So
was a G. He would walk up and he was just like, the rest of them would kind of hesitate for a second. He was like, nah, and just go.
what was the worst thing to get splashed with?
Man, the Cheerios had a funky smell. When the Cheerios and the Coke, wasn't it?
No, SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs.
But no, in the tuna.
And the tuna fish.
Oh, not
I
tuna.
told you he was hurt as a kid, man.
was.
Like,
Man, somebody did
He
hurt
definitely
him.
was hurt as a kid.
That's crazy.
yeah, tuna fish. And it wasn't just like he took just the oil and poured in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like all the tuna oil, so it's
Yeah.
just stank
Yeah.
ass fish oil.
It smelled like the cafeteria's trash can when we were leaving there. Like I
Oh,
was going,
God.
"Whoop."
Oh my
It was
God.
pretty bad.
Like the cafeteria trash can in the hot summer sun.
Yes.
It was horrible, man.
Yeah, he had a dope ass ATV too.
Man, that thing was badass.
That side by side was loaded up with everything.
It had
Were those
in it.
subs?
Yes. It had subs in the side, subs
Yeah.
on top. Like,
Yeah, it was crazy,
legit.
man.
Big
It-
ass screen in it.
Yeah, it did have a big screen, didn't it, man? And then he
Everything
pulled
out
a
there.
long ass trailer with it.
Yeah, with us in
With
it.
us on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was crazy to me too. I was excited that Tom came out. It was
Yeah,
great to see
yeah,
Tom out
yes.
there. He had a blast, and everybody had a good time with him. Man, he had a really cool setup
Man, he
for.
had some awesome guns.
He did, but he had a 45 that he had a. I don't.
It's a micro conversion kit.
Yeah, micro conversion kit that he put on it. So it basically is a stabilizer and helps you shoot more accurately and farther with a pistol that kind of converts it to like a miniature rifle in a way.
Right.
And then he had some accessories he had added on to that kit as well. So, he had the sight, the lights, he had everything on it.
You're like a little Uzi or something.
It was, and what was great about it is it had zero recoil.
Mm-hmm.
It was so smooth, it was surprising to me. It's like, man, you don't even feel like that really will do anything, but man, did it.
A lot of the guns that Tactical Turkey guy had out there, man, like, he had stuff on it that would make it where the recoil wouldn't hit you as much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he had it, he did it right.
Yeah,
man.
he
I
had
mean,
it set up,
and I didn't realize, I guess I didn't, because I'm not a gun expert by any means, but I didn't realize that you can keep changing out the ammo, and that ammunition may cause it to have much more recoil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got that thing out. When y'all left, he got like this little thing out. It was like a speedometer, and we'd shoot in front of it until the velocity of the...
Really?
Yeah, he's got some toys, man.
Yeah.
Really? So it'd show the velocity of the bullet?
Yeah, and we'd take different ones and shoot it right in front, and you could see like the different speeds and stuff like that.
And it's interesting, too, that, a lot of times you think faster is better, and oftentimes it is. But he was talking about the difference between, like, a 9mm and
Like
a 10 and a
knockdown
45.
power.
Yeah, and he was saying a 45 is a lot slower, but it does have a lot of knockdown power. A 9mm is a lot faster.
Right.
And then we were talking about, the 10mm and the difference in that.
Yeah, he schooled us on like why they made the 10mm. That was a pretty cool little story.
No,
man.
it is. That's what I'm saying is the guy, it was like an educational thing.
No,
It was like,
all day,
as much
man.
as we had fun every
he
time
makes
he
it
did
fun.
something.
No, yeah, like I was learning stuff all day, man.
No, he's spitting out facts nonstop
Yeah,
about different
yeah,
things,
yeah.
and it was awesome. I mean, it was so
Yes,
fun.
Yes.
Yeah, so big thanks again to
Man,
to
I'm
Andy
telling
for
you,
that.
man, you're an
because-
awesome dude, man.
Yeah, no, we couldn't be more thankful, and I definitely want to do it again. I know that.
yeah.
You said you're already.
I'm going back in 2
do
weeks.
some long
yeah,
range
man, I'm
stuff.
going back to do some more long range stuff, man. He got me on that, man. That's awesome.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, I know that Tom, he works a lot and often can work, all over the country at times. And so it's not always easy for him to be able to get out and do things. So it's so cool hanging out with him and getting to talk to him more because that's the most I'd been able to talk to him. And what a nice dude he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. He said y'all been together since 9th grade,
Wow.
It was
more or less.
Yeah, pretty much. We've known each other since we were 14. We've been friends.
Yeah.
And then once I turned like 19, I was like, look, I have a kid. I'm not bouncing back and forth. So we either are together
Or we're not.
just friends.
And he said, yeah, I'll go ahead and pull the trigger on that and lock it down.
Yep.
Yeah, you probably made the right play. I mean, I would think so,
He did.
because you're still together. I mean, how many years? That's a good while.
15 years. We were 16, so.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, congratulations on that, man. It's so cool to meet people who have been together that long from such a young age and really have a good relationship like that. That's cool to see,
I think
man.
a lot of it's just we come from a different era. Like I guess we watched our parents who came from a different era and they
Yeah.
worked through problems.
Yeah, and I think that does say a lot because to be honest with you, I think today's generation. Hold on one second. I think that has
phone.
given some feedback. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I didn't know what it was.
No, I didn't realize till I saw the phone there. But I think that what was I saying? I got distracted.
I did too, man.
About
I'm
the
sorry.
younger generation.
Oh yeah, that's
yes,
right.
yes,
I
yes.
think that the youngest generations, maybe not the very youngest, but maybe the Ys or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I don't even know what I am.
I think that they want everything right now, and if they can't have it, they're just out.
Oh yeah,
You know,
1000%.
and so sometimes they might not push through to that other side because it's like, the internet's told them they're the queen
Yeah.
or they're the king,
very entitled.
and that that they should never ever, it should never be like that.
A marriage is a partnership. Like you have to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just go into it and be like, "It's gonna work."
No,
It's
people
not
say
gonna work.
50-50. That's not true. It's 100-100.
Yeah.
If
Yeah,
you're
it has
not
to be.
if you're not 100-100, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
From the get.
Yeah.
So I think that is important and cool though that you guys kind of are that way. I think couples that overcome things together become much stronger.
Oh yeah, me and my wife got
we-
separated.
Yep, I was
Yeah.
just about to say we
Yeah.
definitely went through.
Yeah.
He's packed his shit. Pardon my language.
No, it's fine.
He's went back up north, and and I was just, and I'm very like, I guess we're both kind of like spiteful sometimes, So it can be like, okay,
You,
good. See
you
you
don't
later,
say
deuces.
a spiteful lady? No, never.
And then, after that separate, I always tell people sometimes separation is good.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at it as like, no, it's not good. They're going to be out cheating and this, that. No, sometimes separation is good if you can come to like a mutual understanding. Like, okay, let's take this time apart. Let's focus on each other. I ask that you don't, sleep with anybody or, talk to anybody. Agree upon, the
Right.
circumstances, and then just focus on yourself. And you either realize, like, yes, I really want this to work, or no, I don't want this. This is not what I want.
Yeah, you
go
feel
from
like
there.
maybe through that you get more clarity.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
and that's if you're being an honest broker, like you're saying. If you're truly doing it to determine, how to take care of self and get self right, and then determine, can we get back together? Now, if your motives aren't true, then you may just go out and start sleeping with people, and that's that.
Yep.
But that's also the answer the other person needed.
Yep.
Yes. Clearly, if
That
you
old
go out and
line.
do that, then it wasn't for us,
What was
right?
that line? If you
Yes.
love them and leave them and they come back, it was meant to work.
Oh, yeah,
About-
if
I
you
don't
set them
know.
free and they come
don't-
back.
yeah.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
whatever they say.
No, it's something like that, right? If they escape the handcuffs, right, Chad, then
If they escaped the handcuffs, it wasn't meant
it
to
wasn't
be.
meant to be. Yeah, no, it wasn't love, was it?
No, I'm glad you guys had fun. I know Tom really had fun. He was
Did he
like,
good?
I hope they don't think I was weird because he
No,
showed up
man.
with all that stuff.
Why would anybody?
And,
No, man.
he just felt like maybe he was a little overprepared. I was like,
No,
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 I think,
no.
it was pretty cool just seeing all the different things that we all have and, learning about different things.
Actually, I was watching some of the video I shot last night, and when I was asking Tom about what he brought, and he was laying it all out there, I was like, this guy, he's a pretty sharp guy. I mean,
He's very
he was laying it out really well and very knowledgeably, and I was
Yeah.
like, man, he's a sharp cat.
Very
you know?
OCD. It's annoying.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I can feel you on that.
I mean, we both do things that annoy each other, but yeah, his OCD, man, is on a whole nother level. Some days I'm just like, I just want to strangle him.
Yeah, sometimes it's tough for your demons to play well together, and that's one of those things as a couple that you got to figure out how to make the demons work together
Yes.
instead of against each other.
Yes,
And it's so hard, you have to be creative with your solutions, and again, I think you have to be honest in your effort to. If both people want to come and make it work, you can figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If somebody's bitter and doesn't want to make it work, then you won't.
No.
It's really simple in that regard. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about some other stuff here that we've got. But I will say again, thank you to Andy.
Yes.
That was
Yes,
awesome.
thank
You rock,
Tactical
dude.
Turkey.
Yeah, Tactical Turkey's the man, and we'll be definitely. Andy said,
He's gonna be on you, man.
what does it say? Let me go up. Let me go up here. It looks like we got a lot of people talking, so I better get up here and start reading them. So, Kristen said, "Good morning." Good morning, Kristen.
Morning.
Brad said, "Good morning." What's up, Brad?
What up?
What's up, little doggy?
What up?
You the man?
Yes.
Little doggy said, "Saw you shoot the 50 BFG, LaTasha. That's awesome."
That was awesome, man.
Yeah, it was.
We got the
awesome.
shells.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, no, that thing is massive. Let's see what else here. Little doggy said he met Gunner briefly.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Gunner's good people, man.
Yes,
He's
yes.
a lot of fun.
Yes.
He's an interesting guy. Tactical Turkey said Chad acted like that's happened to him, though. She came in for a. I don't even know what he's talking about. I'm not reading that. I'm going to pause right there. I'm going to pause right there. All right, let's see. Yeah, no. You go to the comments and you read that one yourself. Governor Hot Wheels says, Gunner is my less handsome version of me. He's my little brother. Yeah, no, that's probably right. Yeah. Let's see who else is saying something. Tactical Turkey said, there's the Mac.
There's the Mac.
Yeah. Rich is a badass promoter whether or not he can shoot. Little doggy, you're right about that.
He can't shoot.
Yes.
I give it to him, but he can't shoot.
No, he's definitely not going to shoot.
It
Not-
made me feel good because I was nervous about shooting sometimes, but seeing Rich more nervous made me
Yeah,
feel
no,
good.
there was one point where Rich was holding, again, that same pistol. As a matter of fact, I think it was the same time when he shot the ground. And he looked like the kid that was trying to rob the 7-Eleven that was nervous. his hand was shaking, and I was
Like
like,
a safety on.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's like that's what you're gonna say. Excuse me, you got the safety on, man. If you're gonna kill
But, man,
me,
we got to give Rich his flowers.
No,
man.
I do.
He started at a 22. He only shot a 22 yesterday. And he shot the 500 before he left.
no,
That's a
he went
big
from
gap.
one to the other.
Yeah, man.
One
I didn't even
extreme.
shoot the 500. I was worried it would blow me backwards.
I
so.
give it to him, man.
Yeah, no, he was a good sport about it, and it was a lot of fun.
Yes.
What's up, Sean Skelton, Brandon Jacks? How are
What
you
up?
guys doing? Bundy, what's up, man?
What up, man?
Let's see what else is going. Okay, well that's about everybody on that right now. Let's move to some other stuff. I do want to mention that if you are looking for a vehicle, Fitz Auto is a great place to go. I had a friend call me this weekend who went over there and got a vehicle. Was very, very happy about it. Look, same people have been there for many, many years, and that just doesn't happen anywhere in a car dealership world. The reason is they've got good deals, and they take care of people. They take care of their own people, and they take care of you. Everybody there is happy, and they're going to make you happy if you go over there to get a vehicle. Look, you can buy the brand new ones if you want. Go ahead and spend $50,000. That's the average. That's a lot of money. Or you can go to Fitz, get a late model, low mileage vehicle for much less and get all the same benefits out of it. And I certainly would encourage you to do that. Okay, here are, I just want to share some facts here that I thought were interesting, and we'll just kind of go through them and just have some fun with them. If I can get my mouse to even cooperate. There we go. For the average person, the most annoying thing to hear is the wake-up alarm clock.
I agree.
No? No, you don't think so? What's the most annoying thing for you to hear?
I don't know. That's a good. I'm gonna have to really think on that.
Well,
'Cause
think on that, because I would say the alarm clock for me is it.
Man.
My alarm is
Yes.
on vibrate because the baby's, sleeping.
Oh,
So-
yeah, so you don't have
Yeah,
that.
so I don't have to.
No.
I guess my dog's barking is the most annoying.
Oh, that can be right
We have
there.
a Chihuahua.
Oh, yeah. No, they're yappers. I had a couple of them, so, yeah, and in pairs, they're even worse.
Yes, two. Yeah, there's
yeah.
4 of them altogether. But
Wow.
Oh, well, no,
two
no.
are Chihuahuas and the other ones are different. but
Yeah.
The 2 Chihuahuas are annoying.
That I set because I get up so early, and because early on when I first started doing, full-time radio, I might have been late a few times. I put my alarm on the most annoying sound I can find in the whole thing, and when it goes, it's very, like, I wake up angry at that.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I hate you so
Yes.
much, but it does get me up.
I would think you're not on you don't naturally have it. Like when I was working, I naturally every day I was up at 4:45.
It would
before
make
the alarm
sense,
clock.
it would make sense for me too, but no, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe now I might wake up at that time, but I couldn't count on it by itself. There would be days where I wouldn't wake up on time.
It's a mosquito.
You got a mosquito biting the shit out your head, man.
Why didn't you wipe it off? You're just going to smash it and leave it?
I was trying to help you, bud.
I appreciate that. Thank you for saving my head there.
Oh, Tactical Turkey said, nope, the most annoying thing to hear. I'm sorry, guys, I gotta leave and don't have time to play roulette.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, Turkey. I tell you what, next time what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, hand me $3,000, and I'm going to stay the rest of the time. I just need to eat today, you need to make the week. This says it's crazy how the previous generations were so addicted to cigarettes that they had inbuilt lighters in their car.
Oh,
That's,
my-
that is kind of true, isn't it? Do you remember?
Oh,
No,
I
yeah,
remember,
1,000%.
Yeah. Yeah, now you don't have any lighters in cars, but it is funny that really we did. I wonder how many accidents were caused by that, because you ever had one pop out and then hit the floor?
Yes.
No.
No?
I had a Buick that used to do that. It would shoot out.
Yeah. Did you ever
Just
use
randomly?
Yeah, no, like you'd push it in and shoot
Oh,
out.
okay.
Let me ask you a question. When you were younger, did you ever sometimes take your little roaches, eat that thing
Man,
up and just
I
drop
did
it in
all-
there and go,
I did some.
you know what I'm talking about?
I threw some booger sugar on it a couple times, maybe.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
oh wow. That's I'd never upgraded to that. I'll tell you, that's impressive. Every left-handed member of the Beatles is still alive. Every right-handed member dead.
Oh no,
That's weird.
that is very weird.
Very weird.
Yeah, that is interesting. The children most impacted by peak leaded gasoline fumes are now my age, 50 to 75.
Oh,
So
yeah, that makes
apparently,
sense.
yeah, because I remember leaded and unleaded, and leaded gas smelled a lot better than unleaded. I know that.
Some good fumes.
Yeah, man. Let's see. It's illegal to let your child or pet starve, but legal to get them morbidly obese.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that is.
That
weird.
is, when you think about it, that is kind of an
Oh,
interesting
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? I mean, I never would have thought about it in that term. I mean, because you certainly can't starve them.
Yeah.
But you can, it is right, you can feed them as much mac and cheese and fatten them up as big as you want, and who's going to say anything to you? I mean, really.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you eat a hot dog, you're making another one in, what? No, I'm not.
Don't go there.
Not reading that. That's too early in the morning. Some people, no, that's too early in the morning. Every bald person already has had the best hair day they'll ever have. That's true.
True shit.
No, that's true shit. That's true. There's really no reason a balance beam has to be high off the ground. It's just for effect. That is kind of a good point.
Yeah, 1,000%, man.
I never really thought about that, but that also is a really good point. That's interesting, isn't it? All right. Let us move on to this. Now, these are some boring things that, according to this, make a ton of people sick. You might not even think about. Not to make you nervous today, but more than 4,000 people chimed in, and these are some of the best responses. This was a post on Reddit, and it said, medical professionals, what are some of the most mundane reasons most people are unaware of that make them sick? So, number one, not finishing antibiotics. It says always finish the full course you're prescribed. You might think you're better, but the bacteria may not be dead, and if you haven't killed it, it will come back stronger.
Piss it off. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's kind of right. You'll piss it off. It'll go Hulk on you. Wash your hands. It says don't mean a little squirt of soap and rinse it off. Mean wash your hands 20 seconds. If you don't, you can get, well, all kinds of stuff. After a certain age, you should eliminate every slippery pair of socks, uneven area rugs, or tripping hazards in your home. Small trip hazards in your house may not seem like a big deal, but they might lead to an injury you can't recover from.
That's true. I agree.
Have you ever fallen and injured yourself for real?
I didn't. So literally a couple days ago, I was coming from around, like the way our bedroom is set up is like the bedroom's here, and then you walk around and go into the bathroom. And I was coming around, walking into the bathroom, and my socks were super slippery. I don't know why, maybe because they're brand new. And I went to go step, and when I did, I flew back and I grabbed the counter. Thank God I grabbed the counter, because if not, I would have went down.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, how about yourself, Chad? You ever just wiped out and hurt yourself?
I fell down some stairs when we had a townhouse.
You fell down the stairs?
Yeah, it was carpeted stairs, though. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I used to fall down the
How
stairs.
far? How many
Like,
stairs?
like halfway down the stairs.
Oh, wow.
Probably, yeah.
Did it break anything?
No, it was just.
No.
I think I had some carpet burns on me.
Ooh, yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, no,
That
carpet
sucks.
burn sucks, actually. That's right up there with paper cut
Man,
for me.
I hate that.
I was
Yeah.
pushed down the stairs as a child, actually.
What?
Yeah?
My mom,
Your mom did it?
no, not my mom.
Oh.
So my parents were in the military, and I originally lived in Tacoma, Fort Washington, whatever the fort is out there, and we had a 2-level house.
Okay.
And we were upstairs playing. I had one of those cars, like, the cars that kids.
Oh, yeah,
So-
like the little Tykes car.
So
Yeah.
apparently the neighbor kid was over playing, and she was jealous, and she pushed me down the stairs in the car, and I broke my arm and had to get pinned.
Oh, wow.
I still have like the scars from it, but yeah.
That's were you friends anymore? I guess not.
I would imagine not. I'm pretty sure, knowing my mother, she's very protective. She was probably like, nope, get that demon away.
Yeah, see, I had a similar experience, but different, that caused me claustrophobia for a long time. I'm for the most part, I've gotten past it, but when I had a friend up the street when I was 6, and he had a storm cellar, and I was like, "Oh, cool,
Oh, gosh.
man." And he said, "Do you want to check it out?" I was like, "Yeah." And so I climbed down the ladder, and dude shut the door and locked it.
I would have cried.
Oh man, it freaked me the hell out. It's dark, it's dank, it's stinky. There's spiders in there. Man, I was freaked the hell out, man.
I'm
What do
freaking out for you.
Look
right
at
now.
you, Chad. You're just laughing at me. Just laughing at
We
me.
used to do that shit together.
That's mean.
little bastard.
Why are kids so mean?
I don't know, man.
We had one in our neighborhood. And we did
It's probably you that did it to me, Chad.
Right? It
I don't
probably
know.
was Chad.
Oh, man.
Don't swim with contact lenses in.
No.
They get nasty infections.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do not let your dog lick an open wound. A dog's mouth is full of bacteria. No, they don't have clean mouths like they
See,
do when you're a kid.
I've seen stuff where they like, let your dog lick your wound because it'll clear. I don't believe that.
That seems a little freaky.
That's weird to me.
I don't want to let my dog
No.
lick most things. To be
No,
honest.
I
They
don't
lick
like
their own butthole.
Yeah,
So,
no.
I mean, I'm not a fan of that. You know?
No.
No, go ahead and give me a. No, no.
No.
Oh God. Now that I'm just thinking about something I don't want to think about, but that's.
Yeah.
I would not let a dog lick me anywhere like that.
No, at all.
My new little dog's so short and fat he can't get around to his ass.
Yeah, he's funny though. The little dog you have. What kind of dog is that?
Frenchie.
I want a French.
French bulldog, right?
Patrick was like bonding with him.
Oh
over the
yeah.
weekend.
No, I liked him a lot. We had a lot of fun, man. I was getting him to scrap with me a little bit. The other one's old and tired.
Man, yeah, she's like 90.
Yeah, like 19 years old, right? Isn't that
Yeah,
what you said?
yeah, something like
Which
that.
is like,
She's
old. Any minute from just
Yeah, she has seizures
bursting
and
into
stuff.
dust.
She's got the tongue hanging out.
Yeah,
Aw.
like dog pull.
Poor
Kind of looks
baby.
like dog pull. Snaggletooth tongue hanging out. Scraggly hair.
She does,
What's
man.
dog pull? Is that maybe that's what?
That's Deadpool's dog.
Yeah, the dog with the tongue
And
hanging
it kind
out.
of like has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little gray hair. Yeah.
That's the one.
My daughter made that my picture on, I think it's Disney Plus or something, my Disney Plus account. I was like, what is that? They said Gizmo, which is my dog.
Gizmo.
I said, that is not Gizmo.
That's funny. Untreated sleep apnea is horrible. Over time, it can lead to heart problems, diabetes, stroke, and shorten your lifespan. Just use the CPAP.
Yes.
I do.
Do you really use one of those?
Hell yeah,
Do
every
you
night.
have like the cool, like, looking like a fighter jet?
You look
mask?
like-
No, I
Vein.
just have one that goes over my
Oh,
nose
no.
only. I did originally try the full one, but it wasn't. It was it was too much for me. So I just used the nasal one.
How did you know that you had, or what made you go to the doctor thinking you expected? Because I feel like Tom has it.
No, let me tell you what happened. My wife said, would you like to stay together? And I said, I sure would. And she goes, then you need to do something about this shit because your snoring ruptured my kidney, you know. No, she said, number one, you're snoring crazy, which is, listen, my grandfather had it, and he didn't have a CPAP, and he lived to 90-something.
There you go.
But I will say his snoring, you could hear literally in the other end of their home. I'm not kidding. I have no idea how my grandmother slept next to him and didn't murder him.
Yeah, I'd murder.
I would have. I was in the bedroom across the hall and still hated him every night for that. But I loved him, but I hated it because it was like, oh my God, it's like a train, man. But she said, I'm worried because you sound at times like you're not getting air.
Yeah.
So that's what he did. So when he sleeps on it, so he had his adenoids taken out so he can't snore.
Me too.
But he makes this ungodly annoying noise that I literally
I had my
want to
adenoids
strangle
out,
him.
and I snore.
And then he doesn't snore, but he makes this noise and it sounds like he's like he's gasping for
Yeah.
air. And then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to like hit him. I'm like, roll over on your side, because when he sleeps on his side, he's fine.
That's right,
He lays on his
yeah.
back and he does that. I tell him, you're going to die one day. And if I wake
Yeah.
up next to you dead, I'm really going to kill you.
I will tell you, and I don't want to bore people because I have told this, but I did a sleep study. That's what my wife encouraged me to do. And so when I got done and I had to go see the doctor about the results of it. And if you ever take maybe they're different now, but man,
Did you go in office? to do it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and they hook you up with electrodes all over you, and then they say, now go to sleep.
Yeah.
I was just about to
And
say,
it's
how do
like-
you just go to like? Nope, I couldn't do it.
It was tough, but I did go to sleep. But the worst part is that, every couple hours you do, please roll over on your side. Please roll over on your back. You're like, bitch, I'm trying to, you told me to sleep.
That's a boring job to have to sit and
I
watch
know,
somebody
right?
sleep.
So I go in to talk to the doctor to consult, and he said, so let me tell you about your sleep study. And he said, so what they've determined is you're waking up 72 times an hour.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
And I said, well,
That's a
to
lot.
me, that sounds like a lot, but I don't know. Is that a lot?
Yeah.
And he said, well, here's the rule we have. If it's over 40 and you're 40, you'll be dead within 10 years. He said, I don't have a rule for 39 and 72.
Dang.
And I said, okay.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'll use it. How long do I need to use it?
Yeah.
And he said, how long would you like to live? And I said, no, good enough.
crazy.
And so I think there's been one night, maybe two since then that I haven't used it. I'm religious about it, for sure.
That's scary.
Yeah, no, when you find out you're waking up because I would sleep all night, 8 hours, 9 hours even sometimes, wake up and feel like I didn't sleep at all. And I'm like, how can I sleep 8 hours and be tired?
Yep.
But if you're waking up more than once a minute, 72 times an hour,
Yeah,
you're
not
going to be
getting-
tired.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not getting the good sleep, the
No,
REM sleep. all
wasn't
that.
getting any sleep, basically, you know. It was never getting into REM,
Yep.
which is critical, you know. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Not brushing your teeth. Man, I just saw a big thing about this. Not brushing your teeth. Mouth bacteria can lead to 100 different head-to-toe issues and can kill you. They have found more and more that bacteria in your mouth, like from untreated dental issues,
Yes.
can cause a heart attack.
Yes. Yes.
And also it can cause other things. Like, let me tell you something so dumb that I did back in the day. And because I was an idiot, you know, but, you know, we didn't have, I was a broke dick. You know, I was in my 20s and I didn't have any real insurance, you know, health insurance. And I had a problem with one of my back teeth kept getting an abscess. And so I'd get an abscess. I'd go to the doctor. Doctor would give me a prescription, you know, to bring it down. But if you've ever had an abscess, and I hope you never have,
your mouth.
it's unbelievably painful. Like the pressure will drive you insane. And so, being an idiot, I would take a needle, heat it up, and lance my own abscess.
Okay, Tom.
And hold on, listen to this. I did that 2 or 3 times, and then whatever had happened, I couldn't do it. It wouldn't work. So I went to the dentist, and he was looking at it. He goes, "It looks to me like maybe you've lanced this or something yourself." And I said, "Oh yeah, I did that a couple times." He said, "Listen to me. Don't ever do that again.
You can die
Ever."
from that.
He said,
Yeah.
That's what he said. He said, if you had gone a little bit further and it got into your bloodstream, it will immediately, it's going right to your brain and your lights are out.
Yep.
It's
Get
over.
sepsis and it's painful.
Yeah, he said, it's over. It's done.
Yep.
And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know, but that's how dumb, you know, sometimes when you're young, you do stupid shit, you know. Somehow you survive it.
Right.
There's this cool documentary. God, if I could remember the name, I'll ask Tom. But it's this documentary about your teeth and how critical your teeth are to your body, and like each tooth is connected to a different part of your body.
Really?
It's so insane, and
The
like when you
roots go back into your brain.
yes,
and stuff.
it's
Yeah.
insane, and it shows like how people were having all these issues, and they started going to like these certain, I guess like holistic-y like dentist kind of.
Yeah.
And it just shows that like, you know, they were having this issue, and when they looked at the tooth, you know, the tooth was having like,
The
you
tooth
know,
tied
dying
to
inside.
that.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like our teeth are really critical to our body.
Man, I'd love to see that. If
Yeah,
you
if I
find
can
that one.
remind me, it's Tom. Tom's a nerd. He likes to watch all kind of stuff like that. So he gets me on all types of really cool documentaries.
Speaking of that, your wife, what was it Friday, or Saturday when we when we went to the thing, we hung out at your house for a little bit, and she was lamenting the fact that superhero movies are always playing. She's like, I'm tired of seeing these things. Do you watch them over and over?
Man, yeah, because I don't want to watch the freaking Kardashians or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Either Marvel or Kardashians. I'm like, Marvel.
Yeah, no, I get it, man.
Tom likes all the Marvel stuff. Too.
I love the Marvel stuff. I don't have Disney though, so I have
Stars
to watch
got a
it.
thing going
Disney-
with them, man.
Disney
Like,
kind of sucks, though. To be
Man,
honest, I
they
have
do.
it, and there's not very much that I find.
Well, other than the Marvel, there's nothing on there I'm
there's
interested
nothing,
in,
nothing.
you know, and so I just continue to watch it on.
They got a whole crap ton of, you know, Star Wars. I'm not a Star Wars person.
I-
The only thing I watched was with little baby Grogu. He's so cute, little baby Yoda looking thing.
Oh yeah,
Other
yeah.
than that, yeah, no, nothing
No,
else.
I did like Star Wars back in the day. I don't like the crap they're doing now. I mean, it's
It's crazy.
just a bunch of crap.
I feel like even Marvel, though. I feel like every time you
No,
turn
you're
Marvel's
right.
coming out with something else, something. I've stopped. It just it's too much for me.
I understand that, I like it, but I was a voracious comic book reader as a kid, so it's a little more personal for
Yeah,
me.
yes.
But I understand why you might
Yeah,
not,
because
because
Tom's like he'll watch all of them too, and I'm
Man,
just like I don't
Yeah.
even know who's who and what do they fight and what.
that's
I don't know comics.
Laura doesn't watch anything that could not happen in the real world.
Really?
No, she does not.
Okay.
She won't. Sci-fi is a complete out for her. None of it.
Oh.
And I'm like, none of it. And if it can't happen, I'm not watching. I'm like, okay. Whatever you say. So that's how it works. I watch them on my own.
Okay. Yeah.
But I do, unlike Chad here, I am a gentleman, and I endure the Kardashians or the Real
You're a
Housewives
good man.
or
Tom won't.
I can tell you. Let me tell you all the shows I watch or have watched: the Kardashians, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Summer House, Winter House,
Oh my gosh.
The Valley. 1,000-Pound Sisters.
Oh my God.
Man, I can go on and on with it. There's so many that I've watched. Now,
Praise
there
to
are
you.
some I won't.
You're a good man because
like
Tom will be like, "Turn it off, or I'm leaving." Okay,
Yeah.
I'll turn it off.
No, I realize that that's if I yield that and I do that, it's time we can share that is cool for her, because even though she won't watch my movies with me, I will watch her shows with her because I just want to hang out. So if that means that's what's going to play, most of the time I'm cool with it.
He doesn't like the reality. Like, the only reality I guess I watch is Baddies, which is probably the worst. It's trash, but it's hysterical. To me, it's funny.
Well, now I will say,
And he gets mad. How do you watch this crap? And I'm like, it's rotting your brain. I was like, because it's entertaining. It's funny.
Yeah,
It's stupid
no,
how they act.
they are mostly morons. But I do now. We both love reality competition shows. So Big Brother is number one on my food chain.
My mom loves
of,
that.
of anything. I right now, if they cast me on Big Brother today, I'm gone. I'm out.
That's the whole
I don't
point
give
of
a
Big
damn.
Brother. I've never really watched it. Like, my mom, she's very big into Big Brother.
Yeah.
I've never. What is the point
To make it.
to make it?
So
what?
it's different than most things. It's kind of like, have you ever watched Survivor?
I mean,
Okay,
back in
just a
the
couple
day.
times.
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of like an indoor, dirtier version of Survivor. So you put all these people in this house together. It's the longest period of time for any reality competition. It's 100 days that you're there. Okay, so it's a long time.
With strangers.
With strangers, yeah, they put you in there. It's 16 people they put in this house, right? And they're from every walk of life, as you can imagine, and you have zero contact with the outside world in this time. The only exception is if you have a death in the family, they will let you know that. But other than that, you have no news, no phones, you can't have a pencil or a pen, you can't write a note, you can't do anything like that, all right? So you're stuck there with all these people you don't know, and then you have these different contests. Some of them are physical challenges, some of them are mental challenges, and you win different things. But for example, there might be if a group of people who lose a challenge and they have to eat what's called slop for a week, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
But and you can win $750,000. It may even be $1 million now. It's $750,000 or $1 million at the end. So it's intense. And what's cool about it is they're filmed 24/7, but it's all the backbiting and the seedy betrayals and all that's going on, because everybody's trying to convince everybody else they're with them, but really they're not. Everybody's building side alliances. They're trying to take people out.
don't
So
trust
it's
nobody.
Yeah,
At the end of the day.
it's amazing. That's why I love it. But that one, Survivor. I mean, we watch all the.
There's a new one I just seen. I don't know if it's Paramount or Peacock, but they have to escape the house. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen the show. I saw
commercial
a trailer, and I am interested in
I'm
that.
interested
Yeah.
in because you see the people like escaping and before they can make it to the gate,
Yeah.
to actually escape.
Yeah.
Somebody will figure it out and hit the buzzer. I want to see it. Like, I'm kind of I might watch it just because I'm intrigued to see how can you not escape a house.
Right.
Like, everybody's got to fall asleep eventually, and when
Right.
you do, I'm bolting for that door.
See, I like Survivor too.
Now, Survivor is badass. So is people.
I almost, and I'm going to apply again. I almost got on. this last time. But I the very last minute somebody got me, and I know why. Because I did a good job in my video and my interviews and everything, but I think in the last interview, because they really ask you about your strategy. I mean, like, I was really surprised at some of the questions they asked me, because they really wanted to know, how much you know about it, and how would you, what would your strategy be here? What would your strategy be here? And you're on the spot. I mean, it's an interview, and so they were asking me about it, and I was like, well, here's what I feel like. I feel like that what I can do maybe better than others is I'm entertaining, and people are going to like me, and I'm not going to be over the top, but I'm going to be very fun for people to be around and make it very difficult for them to get rid of me.
Yep.
But through that, I also build some bonds that will help, so that was part of the strategy is likability. You know what I mean? I mean, if people like you, they don't want to vote you out.
Right.
You don't want to be too likable, or then they will vote you out.
Right.
But
Find that middle road.
yeah,
I
but
think you'd be good on it. I hope you do good on it.
I do too. I'd most want Big Brother, but I'd love to Survivor. I'd be stoked to be on it. I'm stoked to be on the blocks. I mean, that's next week actually.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we'll be leaving out Sunday of this coming Sunday to head to Tulsa and get in there and do it. They shoot 14 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Gunnar was like, we were talking, he was like, I figure they probably have a shooting schedule like 8 hours, so we can go to the casino and do it after that. And I was like, oh, that sounds good. About 30 minutes later, I read the thing they sent us, and I sent it over to him, said, here you go. And he goes, damn, 14 hours, like, yeah, you ain't going to the casino if you want to win this game.
Yeah, no.
No, you can go to the casino when we're done. How about that? We'll take that last day when we're done shooting, and we'll go for a little bit.
Yeah,
But
this is gonna be cool.
yeah, no, but I'm super stoked about that too. All right, let's take a break real quick, and we'll come back and do something else. All right, because it'll be fun.
It's the AOC. Yeah, you know me. It's the AOC. Yeah, you know me. Let's just fucking get right to it. Yeah, I was a waitress. What about that shit? Because just like survival, I'll outplay, outlast, and fucking outwit. I'm talking to you, Donnie, you narcissistic nitwit. Your fat fingers typing on twit. I guess now it's called X. Why? Cause all Elon does is talk smack and have sex. I don't even know how he's playing these games. Elon, you got 14 kids, you even know all their names. Bet you never attended any ball games. Why? Because your kids can't bring you any more fame. Did I just start trouble? Did I reach in and pop your little fucking bubble? Elon and Donnie sitting in a tree. STEALING. Maybe the people are all fooled, but promise you about to get schooled. You won the race but not the war, and you're about to get beat like Jenna Jameson's back door. That's right, the countdown has started and you're done for. Remember this orange man? You can't fucking run anymore. Who's gonna beat me? JD Vance, please buy Snore. You see, Chucky and Nancy thought they ran the left. They mocked me, but I'm too deaf.
That means clever, bitch.
Meanwhile, the clowns in charge getting away with theft, keeping it 100. I'm the woman for the job. I'm way hotter than Hillary without the stupid bob. Nancy Pelosi, it's been 30 years since she's got any knob. I know I've only been 10 minutes on the scene, but I'm bringing the new American dream. Get rid of capitalists, bring in the trans queens, eliminate borders, and oh yeah, everything green. Rap. Did I just start trouble? Did I reach in and pop your little fucking bubble? Elon and Donnie sitting in a tree. STEALING. Maybe the people are all fooled, but promise you about to get schooled. You won the race but not the war, and you're about to get beat like Jenna Jameson's back door. I'm on tour with Bernie Sanders. Okay, it's true, he's like Caucasian Ned Flanders, but we dropping seeds because we're revolution planters. Planners, where the fuck are my manners? My name is A to the O to the motherfucking C, and you'll be seeing way more of me, cause I'm the very best of my donkey party, and I'm the only one with a banging MILF body. And bitches, I'm still under 40, so yeah, face facts, I'm a fucking hottie. Did I just start trouble? Did I reach in and pop your little fucking bubble? Elon Jameson's back door. Start believing I'm never leaving. You babies teething. Call it the AO season. Get it? Start believing I'm never leaving. You babies teething. Call it the AO season. Get it? Get it? Get it?
All right. Yeah, we're back now.
That's a little spicy.
Yeah, that was a little spicy, I'll be honest with you. I may have said something wrong, I don't know, because Governor Hot Wheels said, I thought it was on Amazon Prime, and that is where, for the blocks, it is on
okay,
Amazon
okay.
Prime.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I said something different. Little Doggy said, Survivor's Ball and Big Brother's boring. I'd rather watch Army Wives alone. Now,
Army Wives is a good show.
I can understand. It can't be for everybody. I get that. Not everybody's going to dig everything. So
Right.
some people don't like reality shows at all. I love reality competition, like The Challenge. I love that. I mean, honestly, most of them I probably watch or like of the reality competitions. Love Island's kind of trashy. We will watch it, but it's just trash. It's smut. It's not a real competition.
Right.
But it is fun to watch the smut. We do like the
Can't
smut
get into
shows.
those love, like,
The
90
ones
Day
like that.
Fiancé and stuff. Like, dude, you're not falling in love in
No,
30 days.
no, they're definitely not falling in love.
They're falling for that check.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what's going on. But she likes the smutty stuff, so I enjoy that. I'll watch that with her. At least it's a competition of some kind.
Right.
Yeah, it's better than some of them. Like there are some I won't watch. Like for years, I wouldn't watch the Kardashians. I finally yielded.
I won't. My daughter watches it, and I'm just like, Tiana, you're rotting your brain.
No, it's empty. It's completely empty, man. It's like eating cardboard that's sweet. I mean,
It's not even
trash.
sweet.
No, it's really not.
I just seen something on Facebook, or maybe it was a reel or something, and it was somebody talking about she was a housekeeper
She was
for the Kardashians, and she's talking about how one day she walked in on Bruce, and he was in women's
Oh, yeah,
lingerie,
right.
and she was 19, and she just didn't know what to do, and I
Right.
was just
I'd be
oh,
like,
whatever.
what the, Bruce?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like,
That's
this
what
was
I'd
my icon. He was an American
right,
hero.
right.
I didn't know what to think.
No, I'm with you on that. It's trash. I mean, it is. It is. I indulge my wife for because it's time that we can share together. But
Yeah.
that show's trash.
We got to thank Paris Hilton for her, don't we?
The Sister Wives is maybe the worst of all. I hate that, and I will not watch that.
Yeah, I don't.
I
used to. I'm not gonna lie. I used to watch it.
I
Like
get
when
it.
first came out, but I don't know. I'm
I'm not knocking you on it. It just for me, I'm like it's a bridge too far.
Yeah, no.
I made such big concession on the Kardashians. I can't yield any more than that. That's,
Now there was this one with a bunch of little people. It was like a reality show of little
Oh,
people, and it was pretty cool.
we do watch.
One girl has an
I know the one you
OnlyFans
mean.
now, and
Really?
she's yeah.
Oh wow.
She's like the world's tiniest proportioned like stripper or something, like dancer or something. Like
Okay.
it's really weird, but yeah, she's out there getting money.
I have watched one with her recently. I think it's called Jay and Pamela, and she does go by Pamela, not Pamela.
Pamela.
Mel.
Yeah, she is Pamela. Yeah, and they're little people, but not in the way they have. I don't. It's a disease I can't pronounce. They both have it, and so they're tiny. I mean, like they're little bitty tiny, and they can't walk at all. They have that syndrome where they have brittle bones, so they can break easily. But it is kind of fun, and it's interesting to watch. It's kind of cool that two people who have that same thing found each other. So I think, oh, that's cool, because everybody deserves to have somebody, and your chances are slimmer in those situations.
Definitely.
Now I will admit this. I have bought one particular show for probably about a year that her and Tyler have been watching, and I wasn't rejecting it for the normal reason. I was rejecting it because I know myself, and I'm underneath everything. I'm a sensitive Sally, and so I'm just being honest, man. You'll get me tearing up on commercials in the right mode, you know. But this show is called Love on the Spectrum, and it's about the autistic people finding love. Man, listen, if you don't get in your feels on that show, something's wrong with your soul.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen, like Brandon has talked about it before. I've seen it mentioned before, and I think I might check it out and see.
It's one of those where it's one of those where it gets in your feels nonstop because
I don't wanna cry though. I cry.
I know, and that's why I fought it for so long. You know, look at Chet. He's
I
sitting here
can't
going,
even watch the
all that.
the ASPCA commercial. Lord, when I was pregnant with baby Thomas, I was bawling. Tom would come in, he's like, "What are you crying for?" It's just so heartbreaking. You don't see these puppies, and he's like, "Oh," he said, "Can you turn off the TV?" You know, nope, I can't.
Yeah, you can solve this problem, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I do. I want to throw a topic out to everybody, actually. But
Yes,
but I'm
little
gonna.
doggy, tiny Texie was the lady. Google her.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
her
of
name.
course he knows. Yeah, no, of course he knows. Good call, little doggy. He's got a catalog of the stars, I'm sure. I want to throw this question out seriously to you guys as well as everybody, because going on the blocks, it's going to be like doing a dissection of everything on our program. You know, we're going to go through every single aspect of what this show is and try to figure out what the smartest things to do are to make it the best it can be, right? I was telling maybe Rich yesterday because we rode together to Tactical Turkey and then on the way back. And so, you know, when you're riding in a car for a couple hours, you're going to have lots of conversation.
Right.
And I was telling him I've come to a realization, and I don't know if it's exactly right or not, but I do want some honest feedback. So I am, I was on the edge for a long time, obviously, and there it's very corporate, you know, and so I've learned how to walk up to a line and get right up to it without, crossing too far, right? And that's cool, you know, to be able to have that skill and navigate that tightrope. But I feel like maybe with what we're doing here, if you look at the show here when it first started, it was very segmented like radio, and slowly it's morphed into what I really expected it might become, which is more about conversations and interviews, right? But I still feel
Great
like,
conversation.
thank you. I feel like maybe in a weird way, I'm still holding myself to these radio standards when it's not a typical radio program anymore. And so I want to balance an equation with my sponsors, but at the same time, I feel like maybe, if I wouldn't be so concerned about curse words or this or that or things like that, that if I would just let myself completely go and just, put it out there authentically, whatever it is, that maybe that would be more advantageous for the show. But I'm kind of curious what you guys think about that and what everybody else thinks about that. And I'm asking this sincerely, what your thoughts might be on that.
You go first.
I feel like we could we already cut loose and stuff.
We do. I'm not talking about going ham and just being filthy or anything.
Right,
I'm just saying, but not filtering myself as much as I do now.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Like if I drop the F-bomb, and don't blur myself, because normally you know what I'm going to be like, Right. Is it a show killer? Is it going to be a problem for people if I'm just an honest broker with how I really talk, who I really am, and how I do things?
So based off your following, because you're saying edge and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I think that group of people would want to hear you drop the F-bomb every once in a while.
Yeah, I talk like a truck driver.
Yeah.
I mean, not just sitting here just
No,
saying-
not just,
Yeah, not like all
not
the
because
like,
I'm
this
just to do it.
motherfucker,
Yeah.
Not like that. But yeah, when it comes up and it flies, then let it fly. You
And
know
it
what I'm
just
saying?
accentuates sometimes. It's not just about like sitting up here and just every cuss word, but sometimes like you just get into telling a story and
Yeah,
it
it
just
just
kind of
flows.
accentuates and makes it just, you
Well,
know, you feel.
Sometimes I feel like,
Emotion.
you know, I'm holding myself back on a story that I would color a little more,
Right,
given the
right.
circumstances, you know, and I would reveal more, just like we did Friday, you know, Chad. That's really what got me thinking a lot about it over the weekend is when Chad kind of, you know, helped me bring out that stuff Friday. And if you didn't hear it, it was a doozy, you know. And I'm like, maybe I should just really be telling people about my real life, you know, how I grew up, what happened in my life before. And, you know, because apparently everybody got a lot of enjoyment out of what happened Friday, you know.
I mean, I just like learning about people. And I have to say, Tactical Turkey, he just commented, he said, profanity doesn't make a show, but genuine does. So I feel
Yeah, I
like
agree.
if you can
That.
be your genuine self, and if you cuss every once in a while, be it.
Yeah.
Because people want to see the
And that's what I
authentic
want to. I want to be the most authentic version of myself. And you know, for years, I put myself on this line because I needed to. That's
Right.
what was required of me. And when you do something for so long, it becomes second nature. But when I started, you know, when we had that conversation, you know, because look, as a public figure, let's say that, as a public figure, you know, you're always looking out for example, your image.
Right.
You never want to tarnish your own image, right?
Right.
And so to tell the stories that I did Friday, you know, I put myself in a weirdly vulnerable position because I'm telling you just how shitty, you know, my life was when I was growing up and the dumbass things I did and the things that happened along the way, which are pretty crazy.
That's pretty good.
You know, it's pretty crazy shit. But it's a riskier proposition because, you know, you take off this notion because let me be honest, I'm just like everybody else. I struggle with money regularly. You know, financials are challenging in some ways for me, you know, and it's always been that way. I'm good at making it. I'm not good at doing the right thing with it often.
right.
You know, and I don't mean I'm gambling or buying illicit things or it's not that. It's just, you know, managing it better.
learning to live within your means. A lot of
Right,
people
right,
don't live
right.
within their means.
And I maybe
saying
that's
that
part
that's
of
you,
no,
but
that
I'm
may
just
be
saying.
part of it. You know, I don't know. But there's a lot of stuff like that you know, I'm just a real person. I'm not rich. I didn't get rich in radio. You know, I'm not. I'm not loaded with money.
But that's why everybody likes you. You're relatable. You know what I'm saying?
That's what attracted me to you, not in a sexual way, people. But when I heard you on The Edge, you know, Tom and I are Northerners, so we have I feel like we have a weird sense of humor sometimes,
Yeah.
like very dark, and some people don't get it. Like some people, our daughter, she goes to therapy, and her therapist says that we're toxic. And it's because our daughter doesn't even understand, you know, she doesn't understand
Yeah.
our dynamic and our humor, and sometimes so. With you and hearing you and then hearing Corey and just hearing how real, authentic, like I knew that when I finally got to meet you that one day, this is who you were. This is who Laura is. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a show just for
No.
The Edge. You were the same way in person as you were on the radio.
Yeah.
Always.
You know, and that's what nothing is more disappointing than when you meet a
Man.
celebrity
Right.
or, you know, and they're not how you expected them, you know, like
always
Or worse, they're dismissive of you.
Yes.
You know, and that was always has been and will continue to be the rest of my life. The most important interactions I have, other than with my wife and kids, obviously, is with people like that, like yourself. You know, because I will stop what I'm doing and try to go out of my way to make a connection, you know, to take I don't want it to be, you know, some brief nothingness in that. I want to have a conversation with someone and go, tell me about you. Let me learn about you, you know, and try to make them feel, you know, appreciated because that's sincere. I do appreciate, I've always appreciated it from, from the time I was just doing the Friday rants to when everybody rallied around me to get that position, which they did, and the support was unbelievable, to launching this and the support that I am genuinely every day thankful, to even be able to do it. But certainly when I meet people, I'm just as excited as they are probably, and I hope that's how they feel when they meet me, and so thank you
I
for
remember
saying
the
that.
first time when I bet you, Laura, and apparently Chad was there too. I didn't realize.
Oh, yeah.
I found the pictures in my Google Memories the other day.
Oh, wow.
And it was you and Laura were performing at the Rad.
Oh, yeah, in
And we
Conway.
were all mixing and mingling before the show, and I had walked up and introduced myself, and you guys just instantly from the bat was just it was real authentic, just hey, what's up? Like it wasn't
Yeah.
you were not dismissive. Like I've met some local celebrities that are very like, oh, okay, that's nice, and then
Yeah,
they go on their way, and it's like, damn, no, Laura was hugging, and she was just genuinely, she was cool with me.
Yeah.
Like, we talked, had great conversation, we connected. You were the same way. You and Tom had a short, brief,
Yes.
encounter. It was just real genuine. And since that day, we've just been very, very loyal to following
No,
you
and-
and what you do.
and I feel the same way, which is so silly because you're one of those fans that I've always really thought were cool people, and so I think from when you started texting all the time over there, I would read a lot of your text, because
Every birthday,
Yeah.
my a coworker of mine who passed away, but we used to work together in the morning, and he listened, and you would always shout out both of us.
Yeah.
And it was our thing. Like every morning we get to work, we turned on Corey Patrick show, and we listened while we were prepping for the day and stuff. He loved you guys as well. Like
That's
we were
cool.
Just very, very big into it. And
Yeah, it's always so amazing to meet people who have listened for that length of time, and people's memories are sometimes way better than mine because they'll remember exact things I said or exact moments on the show, and I'm like, oh my God, I hadn't even thought about that, but it's always interesting too what impacts people, and I'm not in any way knocking Corey, but I think when it came to making people feel welcome or warm or
You're good at that.
appreciated or cared for, I think maybe that was my forte.
yes,
Right.
absolutely. I will say, as the fan, you were the more welcoming. I mean, don't get me. Corey was always respectful and nice
Sure.
to me too, but it wasn't the same energy.
No, I mean, he had a clear line, a delineation between public and private,
Yes.
and he never really wanted to be more than the guy behind the mic. He wasn't a fan of the video stuff. He didn't love, any of that kind of stuff. He really, I forced him to allow people to come in the studio a lot,
Yep.
and it was a challenge at first for him. He began to slowly do better at it. But I was like, man, this is where it's at.
Yep.
It's the people, man. You can't be here. You got to be here,
Yeah,
man. You got to be with the people. And so I think, and again, it's not a knock, but I think that he was in a little bit different place than most of us were.
Yep.
He was pretty well to do, very well
Right,
to do.
right.
He lived a little bit different life, and he often was puzzled and bewildered by the life that I lived or the way that I interacted with people,
I used to get that vibe from him.
Yeah, and so to him, meeting people like that was it's very uncomfortable. Even when he makes himself do it inside, it's uncomfortable for him,
Yep.
or at least it was. I don't know today.
I think just some people are just like Tom. That's how Tom and I are. I am very outgoing. I'm bubbly. I love to speak to people. I love people. I genuinely
Yeah,
have
me
a love-
too.
and he does too. But he's just more kind of like Chad. He'll sit off, kind of read the room first, and then he'll
Yeah.
go from there. Whereas I'm kind of like, I want to walk in, I want to talk to everybody, I want to get
Yeah.
a feel for for everybody.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Yeah, truly.
I think you just being yourself, don't hold back, and just be you. I think you're gonna see it's gonna continue to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doing amazing. I just, like I said, I'm only, putting this report card thing out basically in these questions because when I go there, the more it's like if you go to a therapist, okay? If you go to a therapist and you tell them what you think you should tell them, you're not getting any help.
Oh, no.
If you go to a therapist and you lay your warts out
Yeah.
and you say, here are my challenges, okay? And so when I go, I need to be as honest as possible to make us the best we can be.
Yes.
And that's really important to me, to not squander this opportunity because my ego is in the way. You know what I mean? And listen, anybody who does this and says they don't have ego, they're lying. Of course you do. You know, I mean, on obviously, right? No, I don't love attention. What are you talking about? Since I was 5, I've loved attention. All right. Tactical Turkey said the first time I met P, he was dressed as the Kool-Aid Man. Now, I remember that. I still have that costume.
Oh, man.
my gosh.
Yeah, that was at a chili cook-off. We used to dress up for that quite a bit, and that was a lot of fun. I used to listen to Patrick on the radio this is Governor Hot Wheels. I used to listen to Patrick on the radio every day. In my opinion, there's no Corey without Patrick. That's kind of you to say. Look, he's a legend, and he was a legend long before I ever showed up. He was a legend in other states. He had been doing it a long time. I will never not give him credit for a door opening for me, because that, you know, even though we may not have been friends, so to speak, you know, and maybe, you know, we're not, you know, talking to each other or anything like that anymore, but I still appreciate that opportunity that was provided to me, and I'll never discount that.
Right.
I'll never dismiss that he opened that door, whatever the reason. It doesn't even matter the reason. The door was opened.
Yep.
And because of that, I was able to do some things that otherwise I would not have been able to.
Right.
It is, I think some people do feel disappointed to find out that, oh, you hadn't talked since. No, we haven't. And I don't anticipate we will, you know, but it was never that way. I mean, I can honestly tell you, I can't remember a single time he ever called me on a personal note, ever. And that's fine. It wasn't like I was short of friends.
Right.
You
I
understand?
think it's something with us of being people, because I'm the same way. That was something I worked on in therapy. I used to take things like that extremely to heart, because like I genuinely would care. If something happens to a coworker, I'm calling, hey, are you okay? What can I do for you? And then like for me, when I was pregnant, none of my coworkers, like only my 2 people I worked with every day did something, but like as a whole, my company did nothing for me. Other people, they were throwing baby showers, buying them stuff. They did nothing for me. I was devastated. I was like, how could you not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm always hyping everybody up, and they didn't do that for me. We just have to learn that just not everybody's as cool as
That's
we are.
right.
It's
No,
how I've
that's-
learned. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's a fair statement.
you want to live in your misery, go ahead, but I'm not going to dull my shine, and I'm going to
There
keep
you go.
pushing positivity out
And
there.
that is exactly the difference, is that some people are trapped in anxiety and cannot get out of their own headspace to enjoy another person because they're so intimidated by the situation. They're so stuck in their own, whatever it is that they're insecure about or whatever feelings they're dealing with, they can't suppress them enough to hear someone else.
Agreed.
And I hate that for people. I mean, I do understand not everybody's the same, but you know, that must be miserable.
I think it's got to be miserable. Like, I struggle making friendships with people. I don't know what it is. I bond better with the guys. I just always have.
I
try to
think
make
you're a
girl
straight
friends.
talker, and you know, I've always found, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but women are much more vicious than men when it comes to work relationships. Like, they will snipe you, they will shoot at you, they're very, very
Vicious.
They are. They're just they're vicious, man.
Extremely.
The most challenged management job I ever had in my life was managing a team of women.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how
I
you did it.
it was
That's why you're bald?
probably is when my hair started coming out, because it was tricky, because guys will get into it. Hell, they might even have, you know, fist, push, shove,
Right.
and 2 hours later they're cool.
Yeah, you guys are over.
Girls are not.
No.
No. Once they cross each other, and they're sniping forever.
But see, I'm not that type of person. I'm the
Right.
type of person, like, if there's an issue, I'm going to say, hey, Patrick, you know, can we talk for a second? Like, what is it that I'm doing that's upsetting you? What can I do?
Yeah.
What can I do to make you feel better or make you feel more comfortable around me?
Yeah.
And I notice a lot of people aren't like that.
No, and they don't want to answer that because it would require them to be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
I want people to be honest.
Yeah.
That's just how I am, though.
Let's see. Somebody just said something that I was going to share. Governor said invite Corey on the show. No, why would I do that?
Beat down.
No, I don't want to make him feel a type of way either. I mean, I'm not out again. I'm not here to hurt anyone, and I'm afraid that if I did that, that I might be more honest than I should be, and I'm sure it would be compelling to everyone to see that, but it ain't gonna happen in my life.
No.
It's not. I want to leave that legacy intact, and leave it where it is. It's parked in a good place. We left it number one, and I'm going to leave it there. You know, that's what it was. That's just fine. Let's see what else is going on here. I remember the night you jumped out of the cake. Corey cursed for the first time on stage. He said, "Damn," and it was a big deal to him. Probably was, yeah. And I did jump out of that cake in a two-piece bathing suit. And I was rocking it at the
Oh,
time.
stop. I don't want to picture that.
No, you don't. I got a picture of it, though, if you want to see. Tactical Turkey said, I met him in person in 2016 at the Chili Cook-Off. Corey wouldn't talk to me, just said hi and walked off. He was super cool.
That's usually what
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really just an anxiety issue is what it is. But
I can say I could see that. I met one of my favorite musical artists of all time is a rapper named Yellow Wolf.
I know who that is. Yeah,
So I got to meet him, and
really, that's cool.
when I met him, I could feel his energy. Like I can feel people's energies, and like I can read rooms and read people very well. And he came off. It came off as him being rude, but it wasn't. It was him. It was his anxiety. I could feel it. The meet and greets were running behind. He was pissed because they were rushing us.
Right.
And he was like, I'm trying to talk to him, and they're whisking me away. And he's like, no, bring her back. Like I'm talking to her. Bring her
Yeah.
back. Because he had signed, and we were just talking, but you could feel it. And some people were like, dang, he was really rude. And I was like, it wasn't really a rude thing. It's I'm running. I'm being like all these different stressors, and you don't know how to navigate them because you're a
Right.
public figure, so you can't just blow up because then you're in the media for blowing up. And
Sure.
so it's got to be hard, I imagine, to be a public figure and out.
On that level, I can't imagine how hard it would be. I never had to deal with paparazzi. I've never had to deal with that level of pressure, and I don't want that level of pressure. I love that I can walk through anywhere and people see me and say, "Hey, what's that, Patrick?" It happens at literally every single day.
I was going to say, I bet you it's
Every day. I'm going to walk into a store somewhere. I'm going to walk into somewhere and they're going to go, "Oh, what's up, Patrick?" And you know what I'm going to do? "What's up? How you doing?"
There's just something, you have something. I tell you, my baby likes you.
Oh, that's cool.
He listens with me every morning, and he knows your voice, and he'll sit and he'll watch.
That's cool. That's
So
actually
there's
cool.
just- I think, and kids, they say kids see into your soul, and they know things about people. So
Maybe so. Maybe so.
just have a good soul. You're a good person.
Well, thank you. Landon said, coming from a longtime listener, I agree. We want to hear some words. Even though there's nothing broken with your show now, the Friday rant might be better with an F-bomb.
I agree.
No, you're probably right. I've been a little, I've skirted on it. I've tried, I've dropped a few curse words in the rant more recently than, I did before. But I've been kind of dipping my toe in the pool.
I feel like if anybody doesn't like it, then they're just not. They're not supposed to be in our community. It's
Yeah.
just what it boils down to. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can't accept any of us the way we are, then
Well, that's the cool thing. We were sitting talking about the show this weekend because we talk a lot. I mean, the co-host and everybody, we talk a lot to each other about different things. And one thing that right now, and let me just pause real quick because I wanted him to be here for this, but I'll tell him tomorrow too. But let me give some real flowers to Rich Rockwell right now, because Rich just bagged the announcing job for the new Hot Springs Wise Guys, the arena football
I've
team.
seen that. And congratulations,
And that's
Rich.
huge. That's
Yes.
that's huge for him.
Yes.
It's so awesome. to see him rewarded with that. Not only that, but obviously VCW's doing well. It's grown a lot, you know. Chad has told me, we've talked many times about, you know, it's helped with piercings, but now, and I'm not going to reveal anything, but I know for a fact
We got some stuff in the works.
there's some stuff in the works with Chad's business going on that's going to be cool, very cool for people to hear. They're going to be like, wow, Bundy just, you know, he's opened a second company now. Everybody on the program is benefiting, you know, entrepreneurially, and that's awesome to see, you know, because
Growth.
yeah, when I think though, to your point, when you meet, and this is what I tell people who advertise, look, if you just come in and sit down in the chair for a little while and let people know you, forget that, not the product, not the service, just you. People buy from people they like. If they like you, then they, you know, and I think when people get to know the Chads and the Bundys and the Amandas and, you know, and everybody is just good people, they do want to support it more.
Right.
And I think that's what matters, you know.
People just need to stop. Just stop judging. I don't know. We just live in such a judgmental society.
We do.
And it infuriates me. I went through this about a week or two ago at Walmart. I had this a-hole in line. I walked up to the checkout machine in Walmart, and I get to, you know, I walk up, it's me, Tom, and the baby, and I walk up to the self-checkout, because everything's self-checkout, and there's money sticking out of it. So I grabbed the money. Hey, sir, it's a worker. He's walking
Right.
off to the back to his lunch. I said, you left your money. And he walks back. He says, oh, that ain't mine. He said, I used my card. I didn't get cash back. He said, it must be whoever was before me. I said, okay. So I grabbed the money, set it right there on the, you know, on the little table.
Yeah.
And I start ringing up my stuff, and I tell Tom, I said, oh, you know, we'll give it to the lady as we leave. So some guy, he just assumes, I guess, that I'm going to steal the money. I don't know, whatever his issue was.
Well, wouldn't be stealing anyway, but go ahead.
So he decides to stop what he's doing. He was shopping on the other side of the, whatever you want to call it, the aisle. And he heard, you know, this whole commotion with me and trying to find the guy. So he goes, he finds a worker, brings a worker up to me, and he's standing behind her, and he's like, yep, that's it right there. That's her with the money. So the lady walks up. She's like, oh, is there some money you found or something? I was like, oh, yeah, it's right here. So I grab it and I give it to her. And she goes, okay, thank you. Walks off. He was so concerned I was going to steal this $3.18.
God.
What a Karen.
$3.18.
What a Karen.
After you physically see me, you know what I'm saying? And, like, there's a whole line of people, so I'm not finna stop to go hunt down a worker. You just assumed.
This is the problem in the world.
Yeah, you just assumed because what? I have tattoos, because I have red hair, because I'm loud. What? I don't know. Whatever your reasoning was, instead of coming up and saying, hey, do you want me to help you find a worker or something, you just took it upon yourself.
Well, why insert yourself at all? Why do that? Why
I
not
was so
let
scared.
someone else resolve their own issue?
And I had every intention. I believe in karma.
Yeah,
And I
me
was not
too.
going to steal it. That, for all I know, that could have been a single mom.
But
who
again,
left it,
why
needed
is it
money.
his place? What made him policeman of Walmart to come in and try to take over that
Listen, I have
situation?
no, and I'm not going to steal it. I read this Reddit post, don't know how true it is, but this lady, she was in a similar situation. She
Yeah.
found the money. She claims that she ended up getting like a ticket or something and getting in trouble for taking the money for stealing. They got her for stealing. It was
Oh,
somebody
wow.
else's money. So
That's crazy.
I ain't stealing no money. Don't steal the money from guys from the machines.
No, don't do that. But no, I don't understand the people who need to insert themselves into your life. You know, because somehow they think they know better than you do, or are morally better in a place. There's nothing more condescending than someone making a moral judgment on you when they don't know you.
I was feared. And Tom's just like, Tasha.
Yeah, no, but I get that. That's insulting. You know, it's insulting. I'd be pissed off too. I mean, I may or may not say something,
I
but
feel like if I took that money and I put it in my pocket, then I can see people start.
But
to
even
see
then,
me
why are
slip
you
the money up
tripping? The
here.
money was left behind by someone else. I mean, what do you care, honestly?
I don't
What
know.
business is it of yours? Who are you?
He cared, and it made
You know,
me. I felt.
Now I do agree with you karmically. You
Yeah.
know, I learned. I was telling. Maybe it was you. I don't remember who I was telling, but all right, let's go back into my life story stuff here.
no.
So, all right, so there was a period again, as you may remember from Friday. At 19, I got married to someone who was 37, and I'm not playing all that story out again, but at this point, we were not the most scrupulous people in the world, okay? I was young, impressionable, and running with someone who I didn't have a lot of moral fiber, to be honest with you, So I learned shoplifting as an art,
Oh man.
and I became pretty decent at it. Like I furnished all my own DVDs, CDs. It got to the point where I was really brazen. Like I was shoplifting televisions.
It was me who was talking about this.
Yeah, I literally I went to Target and went back, to the what do they call that? The electronics area,
Right.
and found a TV I liked. And I said, "Do I pay for this here or up front?" And they're like, "Oh, up front." And I said, "Okay, cool." So I put it in the basket. I go 2 hours over to where the staplers and the office supplies are. I had a receipt from a previous visit.
Yep.
So I took the stapler out, put staples in it, stapled it to the TV box, right? Rolled up to the door, and I waited a minute. Because I'm like, as soon as I cross the threshold,
It's over.
it's over. So I got to make sure I'm not going to do myself wrong here, that somebody ain't on to me, When the person asked me, can I help you with that? Can I help you out with that? I was like, oh, I'm good. And sadly, I had that TV for probably 14, 15 years. It was a good TV. But so now I'm just an asshole. I'm just a brazen shoplifter. So I roll over to the University Mall. Back in the day, there was a University Mall, not just a Park Plaza.
Okay.
It was
Right.
Park Plaza here and University, they were competitors.
Right.
And so I went into Sears, and I had, I went into, I got a lot of stuff, went into the fit. I'm the reason that you can have no more than 3 or 5 objects, by the way. It's me. I would take as much as I could take in there so that, they didn't know what was going on.
Right.
And so in this particular time, I put some pants on under my pants. I had a couple shirts tucked into my waistband. And on the way out of the store, right there by the door, I saw this pair of, it was a sock display with Bugle Boy socks. And Bugle Boy was, it was the shit then.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the shit then. And so I just dipped them in the bag, the little socks, and dropped in the bag, and walked right on back out into the mall concourse. Well, I didn't make it 10 steps past the door before they surrounded me. They were like, sir, come here, please. Come here. And I was like, oh,
The
shit.
socks wasn't
Oh, shit, man. So I think now I'm going to jail for sure. I'm definitely going to jail now. And this is going to be a hard one right here. So they take me into the manager office, and they say, we've called the police, and they're going to be here in just a second. There's one here. And so they come over, and he said, I'm going to have to, because with the socks, I'm going to have to check you and pat you down. I said, let me just tell you, I got 2 shirts and a pair of pants right here. And so I ended up getting a ticket instead of going to jail, which was phenomenal,
Wow. Honesty.
Yeah, and so when I went to court, I didn't have money to pay for the fine. So the judge says, well, you can work it off. And I said, okay, what would I do? He said, well, you can either go do landscaping or you can work in the print shop. And I was like, print shop? And so I spent, I think, 2 weeks, 8 hours a day, making drug awareness coloring books, high as fuck. Blazed out. It's like a dumbass, but that's how I paid for my ticket. But I made a deal with God.
They need to bring that back.
Yeah, I made a deal with God after I didn't go to jail. And I was like, you let me off the hook, I will never steal again. And I've never stolen again since then. That was my karmic. It was like, okay, you keep me from going to jail and being assaulted by some big guy named Bubba, and I'll not do this anymore. I don't have to. I'm good. I was only doing it for fun. I didn't need it. I was making enough money. It was just, I don't know, it was a klepto, I guess, for a couple of years.
I
It
was.
was like an addiction.
Yeah, no, it was an addiction. The more you could get away with, the more in front of somebody
man.
you could slick it
Yeah.
out.
That rush.
Yeah, there was something there was a payoff to it. I'm not saying you should not.
No.
It's a really bad idea.
Yes.
Little Doggy said, was that Little Rock Printing? Maybe so, Mike. Maybe so. Yeah, it seems like it was. As a matter of fact, it was next to Said over by Cajun's Wharf. That is correct. Yes, that is correct. So were you working there then?
He's probably making coloring books with
Right.
you.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got in trouble one day. He's like, "You're mixing them up. There's some pages are up and some are upside down." Might be because I'm high.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that they let you guys work stuff off. Like
Oh,
work
man, they
fines
used
off.
to.
Well, that's the only time I've ever had that experience, so I can't speak to it
No,
otherwise.
I've had them work fines off and stuff like that before.
Yeah?
Yeah. Used to be a thing. I don't think it really
I
is
was gonna say, I
anymore.
don't think it isn't, but they should. I mean, consider bringing
It was
back.
always like hard labor though. I never got lucky like that though.
I mean, I guess it was
always
like, yeah,
picking up trash around the courthouse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like
being
that.
out on the where everybody
Bro,
can see you on the
yeah,
road.
Never
Picking,
wanted to do that.
no,
one,
man, that
No.
would be the worst. To
They
be in
asked
the
me a
middle of the
couple times,
freeway
then I'm
picking
like,
up trash.
No, man, give me something else, man.
Man, I'd be like, can I wear a
Stay in
fake
jail.
mustache?
Yeah, I'll stay in jail.
Yeah, I'd almost rather.
Oh my god.
Almost would rather for
I'm
sure.
telling you, man.
No, that period for me between 19 and about 25, 26 was the worst of the worst for my criminal behavior.
Mine started at
You know.
13 till I was about 30.
Yeah, that's a good run. It's a really
And I
good
was
run.
doing like felony.
No, you were doing way.
felony things
listen,
every day
I
for like
still feel bad
15
about the
years.
shit that I did, but you were really getting it, bro. You were doing it, man. You were doing it, bro. You were doing shit that if I had done, there's no way I wasn't going to
I
prison.
took Patrick to Cowtown this weekend. We
Yeah,
drove over it.
yeah, we were looking at Cowtown over there.
Physically
I was like,
through
look.
it.
No,
we
no,
were
he-
going
he
over
was showing-
the Omni Bridge, you know, so you could see it. Now
Yeah.
I was like, look, there's Cowtown.
Yeah, this is
The
what
thing
we were
that I
talking
love
about.
most about Cowtown is that's where the NA meetings are.
Yeah.
And the Alcoholics
Oh, it
Anonymous
is, yeah.
meetings.
Really?
And then you got the bootlegger, and
Yeah.
then, you know, a couple
Yeah.
dope dealers down the road.
That's so funny.
It's horrible.
No, but it's funny because my dad he died 34 years sober, but he you know he was in AA and sponsored as they call it. He helped people find sobriety, you know, and he was a real dick about it. You know, he didn't give a shit. He'd make you meet him in a bar to talk about sobriety.
I mean, but I think
But he was
that's a
like,
good
if you
thing.
can't handle this, then you're not going to handle the real world.
I was just about to
That's-
You
say.
know, everything's not in an AA room somewhere. You got to get out in the real world
Uh-huh.
and deal with this. You can't run from what your problem is. You have to face it in the place you deal with it.
Yep, I agree.
And I was like, man, you know, that's you know, it's pretty
Gangster.
harsh. It was, you know, but his shock and awe thing was really effective with alcoholics apparently because he was very successful in that and helping people. When he
Wish she was around. My dad's he's got a drinking problem, and I feel like he needs some tough love.
yeah, no, I was telling this story to Rich yesterday, but this will probably wrap us up for the day. Let me finish this, and then I'll do this. But so it's a little bit difficult to explain to people. My wife still struggles with it. If I tell people about my childhood and I don't put a disclaimer on it, people immediately hate my father. I mean, like with a passion, okay? And understandably so, because I did. But my biological father, I only met once. He was, my mom met him here. He was in the Navy. She moved to Virginia. That's where I was born. But he was schizophrenic. And so he was medically discharged from the Navy. It was a little bit more than my mom could manage, and she moved back to Arkansas, and she met who I call my dad, okay? And I tell people I have Dad A and Dad B, okay? So when my mom got with Dad A, he was a practicing alcoholic. He was very violent. Almost exclusively, all of my earliest memories are violent. Domestic violence, you know, my dad choking my mom, my dad beating my mom, my dad hitting my mom with a belt buckle. I mean, it was, you know, not that there are people who've had much worse. I understand that, you know, but it was very violent and frightening to me because this guy was the new guy, and this is my mama. You know what I mean? Even as a little bitty kid, you instinctually know that. Like one of the worst memories in the world to me is my mom and dad. They always fought. They fought 34 years. They were married. 33, they should have been divorced. True story. You know, they fought all the time, like violently yelling, screaming, that kind of stuff, you know. But the worst memory, I think, is when I was 5. They were having an argument, and my mom said, "Stop the car and let me out." And so she got out, and she was coming around to open the door to get me, and he took off. And seeing my mom run behind the car yelling,
Yeah, that's traumatic.
it was terrible. It was terrible. And this is why when I tell you that people would hate my father when I tell them this, you know, I remember when a kid came and knocked on the door and with his parent and told my dad that I cursed out the bus driver. It may be true. I probably did. You know, where would I get it from? Oh, I don't know. But he wanted me to confess to it. Now, in my mind, I don't know to this day if I did or didn't. I'm saying I very well may have, but I don't know. But in that moment, I was saying I didn't, and he didn't believe me. So in that moment, he made me take my shirt off and used his belt on my back, you know, which was horrible. Again, traumatic for a 5, 6-year-old kid, 6 years old at that time. It was very traumatic, right? So that guy, I didn't like at all. We didn't get along. It's why I left home at 16. It was not good, you know. But let me say this, because this is why I always put the disclaimer out. Dad B, same guy, but not, was one of my best friends in the world, and I miss him every day of my life. Like I really do. Because what happened was he had like anybody else, he had his own set of things going on. He wasn't an evil person. He just didn't know how to deal with his anger and his problems. And his child
Back then, men weren't allowed to.
no, and his childhood was way worse than mine ever thought about being. You know, his mom would throw him in a sticker bush to punish him. You know, I mean, literally, he was 13 and throwing a paper route and bought his own bedroom suit. It was the first time he'd ever had furniture in his life, and he had to buy it from his paper route, you know. So anyway, I fast forward to Dad B. So at some point, my dad actually did go pursue, because you know, it was getting pretty tough for him and my mom, and he went to the doctor for you know, mental health, and they put him on something for bipolar, because apparently that's what they felt like was going on. My mom begged the doctor, please, whatever you do not tell him this is mind altering, or he will not take it, because he was so committed to his sobriety. He didn't want anything that might change his mental health, you know, in his mind, that was an intoxicant, you know. So she begged him, and I don't know how she convinced him, but they did not tell him it was a narcotic. And he never knew, to my knowledge. He died not knowing that. But I can tell you this, from a month after he started,
Whole new person.
completely different human being. The most gracious, wisest, kindest, thoughtful human one of I ever known in my life.
Yeah.
And we became super close. You know, now I was 30 by that point. You know, so I spent the first 30 years of my life not liking him at all. But the last 10 that he was alive, it was amazing. You know, so I did get some closure out of all that, I guess, that some people might not, like in your case, or in other people's cases I know where maybe their family member's still a practicing alcoholic and still, you know, running ripshod over their family, because it does affect everybody, you know. But that at least you understand that you know, that there can be another side to people if you're open and willing to accept it, you know. And so it is a weird thing, because I have to parse them as Dad A and Dad B, because I can't reconcile the two. Dad A, I still hate.
Yep.
I still I still struggle with trauma from that as a kid, you know. It was really difficult, you know. But I'm thrilled and thankful for what I had in the second chapter. That was awesome, you know.
Yeah, people can change, and I think a lot of I get it. My grandmother and my aunt and my mom, they all have bipolar. I don't have bipolar. I have borderline personality disorder,
Yeah.
which is kind of similar. Like it's
I'm familiar with that. I'm surprised actually to hear that. I don't sense that. I mean, I believe, I trust you and believe you.
Lots of therapy.
Yeah.
Lots and lots.
No, I mean,
lots of therapy. I put in the work to manage.
Yeah.
I knew someone like that, and I would still to this day describe them as impossible.
Yeah.
To impossible, insufferable. And I do not in
I don't
any
think
way
mine
see
would-
you like that.
Mine was that intense. But my grandmother had bipolar, and I love my grandma. Like, just think about her. She makes me want to cry. My grandmother was like the kindest. She took me under her wing. When my parents divorced, I moved back to PA, and a lot of my family didn't like that. My mother had a mixed child, and my grandfather being one of them, and he would torment me, and he was just mean. My grandmother, on the other hand, she would protect me from him.
Yes.
So she took me under her wing. We would do everything, and I remember the first time ever seeing her go through a bipolar fit was terrifying.
Yeah, I bet.
She was doing the
Because
dishes.
she was your angel.
Yes, she was doing the dishes, and she just snapped, and she grabbed the butcher knife. She tried to kill my grandfather. And it was just like, and I'm a little kid at this point,
Right.
maybe like 8 or something. And I'm like, whoa, what
That's
the hell's
traumatizing.
wrong with grandma? Like,
Yeah.
what happened? And, that's when they start, talking like bipolar and this is what it
Yeah.
is. And there's different types. Like my aunt, she's more of like the spender money, addiction, gambling, like that side of it. So people don't realize like when people struggle with mental health, you can't always hold it against them 100%.
No, sometimes it's difficult. If you're in that toxic moment and you're living that life currently, you can't get a rear view window version of it where you can go, okay, this was a human being who was screwed up, and they may have been doing the best they could, but they were screwed up.
Right.
But to your point, there's the mental health, and as difficult as it is right now, we have still come a long ways because I told you my father had a very difficult childhood, way worse than mine. And his mom, who by the time I met her, she was on the other side of it. She was mom B to him, not mom A, right? And she was the nicest grandma in the world. But she was so bad off before that. She was so mean, so hateful, had so many issues. They used electroshock therapy and wiped her memory out.
Wow.
They literally wiped her memory out
That's crazy.
to fix her, quote unquote.
And it worked?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have any memory, I mean, what are you going to be
yeah.
bitter about?
Yeah.
You don't know what to be bitter about if you don't have a memory,
Yeah. It's just wild
That's
how
crazy.
bad
isn't it?
your parents' generation had it. My mom's ex, his father was a raging alcoholic.
Yeah.
They lived like a gypsy lifestyle, like they were always on the move.
Yes.
And he shot
Yes.
his wife in
No.
front of his kids.
Oh, that's terrible.
And
That's
it was something that he could never get over.
oh, surely not. I can only imagine.
But I'm just like, what was wrong with people? Like, what was wrong with
You know,
them back then?
I think, I don't know how much different it is now than then,
Right.
but a lot of it, I think, was repression. Everything was repressed then. People talk about the good old days weren't that good.
Yeah.
There were some things about it that people reflect on and go, all times were much simpler. Sure, you just didn't tell people you were beating your wife.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right,
You didn't
right.
tell you were beating your kids, in harsh ways that were beyond discipline.
And I guess CPS
know.
wasn't a thing back then, my mom said.
Man, it was, but
But it wasn't.
it
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah.
I mean, they covered for parents more than anything. Look, I used to tell in stand up. I remember when they showed up at the house, they had guns. My dad had a belt. They left.
That's wild to
Yeah.
me, though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what the? He's
No.
got a belt, y'all got guns.
They left. They were like, no, it's okay. It's okay. You're good. You're just disciplining your kid.
My mom
We
tells
understand.
me stories like when she got punched in the face by her dad. Like, just wild. My grandfather apparently was very abusive towards them, and I'm just like, how did you guys not get? She's like, CPS. They would come and he would tell them, get the hell out of here, and they
No,
would go.
They did a lot of covering, or ignoring. Domestic violence was often ignored.
That's crazy.
It was crazy because I rooted often for my dad to be arrested or anything to happen to him when I was young. Because I knew it was wrong.
Yep.
Governor Hot Wheels said, "How do you get someone to the doctor for help when they don't want to go?" Sadly, you don't.
Yep.
the harshest truth I can give you is that you can't make someone go into recovery if they don't want recovery.
No.
It's not going to happen. And it doesn't matter what your drug of choice, as they say, is. I mean, and when I say that, I don't even just mean, it might not even be drugs. It might be food. You may be addicted to food. You know, you may be addicted to drinking. You may be addicted to drugs. I mean, there's a number of things we can be addicted to, but if you don't, you can't make someone want it. You can force them into rehab, but it's not going to stick. It's not going to last. They'll go through the motions, but they'll come back and do it again. So the only way that people get help is when they reach what they call rock bottom. When there's no other option, it's either
Right.
I'm going to take myself out or I'm going to change my life.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of where it comes to, right? So the answer to your question is a harsh answer. And I only know it from watching 34 years of my dad talk to people who were alcoholics, which is you have to detach yourself with love. You love the person, but you hate the disease, whatever it is for them, and you can't be a party to it. And if you are a party to it, then you're part of the cycle. You're furthering the cycle. You're helping them generate excuses. You're helping them believe that it's still okay, whatever they're doing. And that's a hard thing it's hard for anybody to do. If it's your parent, it's your sibling, it's your kid. Look, I've seen a million episodes of Intervention where they tell the mom, listen, you've got to cut him off. You cannot let him come here. You cannot let him hang out. You cannot do any of this stuff. And you see them, they wilt many, many times because they love their child so much they can't imagine that. It's too hard. It's easier to stay in the toxicity than to draw a life-saving line. I'd rather just to be with, to be with you and to try to safeguard you. I'd rather let you die on my watch than I would not be with you and make sure you live. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
Intervention's my favorite show. So.
Yeah. So that's the answer, Governor. It's not a good answer, but it's the answer. You know. Let me mention very quickly that Botanical Alchemy Nutraceuticals. Go to bantx.com, and they have custom blends of CBD that they tailor to your needs, whether it's anxiety, weight loss, whatever it may be, just inflammation, pain relief. Check them out, bantx.com. Put in PATP25 to get 25% off of your first order. Also, if you are looking for financing, I very much encourage you to go see Josh Taylor at First Horizon Bank locally. He's got grants up to $9,000, whether you're a first-time buyer, you're a professional, or you're a first responder. You can reach him at 351-2579. It's 351-2579. And let me mention, go over to cabotmechanical.com if you need help with your heat and air. David Lindsay's been on the show. You know, he's the national champion of the long rifle shooting. He just hit a target recently at I don't know, it was almost 2 miles. It was insane. It was an insane one. And but he's awesome, a great human being, and he's saved my ass many times, and he's very, very, very reasonable. Go to cabotmechanical.com. It's David Lindsay, and you will not be disappointed with that. I promise you. Tasha, thank you for coming in today. And first of all, what a blast yesterday was. It was awesome. Thank you for indulging in a conversation about a lot of mental health and stuff today, because I know that's not always the most laugh-a-minute conversation, but, you know, if we're going to be authentic, we're going to be authentic. You know, if people are going to know me, by God, you're going to know me. You're going to know how this crazy mother was built, okay? That's what you're going to know. What built me into who I am. And, you know, you may like it more, you may like it less. I don't know. But I'm thankful for you every single day. So excited about where this show is going, and you guys out there are the biggest part of this and what makes it work. So please share it. Please keep
Smash
pushing it out
that
there.
like button.
Yeah, hump it, smash it, do what it, kick it, punch it, anything you can do, that like button.
Stab it, whatever.
That's it. That's it. Do it all. And thank you very much. And you know what? We'll see you tomorrow, all right?
Peace.